Did you stay up late or what'd you do?
My daughter had volleyball till 9:30. 7:45 till 9:30. I didn't get home till like 10 o'clock.
When the hell's the off season?
It's practices and things like that.
Gotcha.
You know? Yeah. I don't know when off season is, but all I know is that this is the worst sport ever because even when, like, you know, when you have soccer tournaments and you have to go to soccer games, you get to go to Orlando and I got to go to Winter Haven. Like, what is there to do in Winter Haven?
There's zero. I've been to a soccer tournament in Winter Haven.
Yeah.
And there's zero.
Everybody go to Sonny's Barbecue?
There's a Chili's.
That's what I'm saying.
But they don't do 2-for-1 margaritas anymore.
Oh, then forget it.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Winter Haven's rough.
Not Winter Haven. There's another small.
A Popka?
No, what? Maybe it was closer to
Wyomama?
Yeah.
Let's say it was Winter Haven. We were in college, and it was freshman year of college. It was like the first semester, and we met this girl that went to USF, and she said she lived in Winter Haven. None of us had ever heard of Winter Haven before. So we were driving to Orlando, and we got off. And we were in Winter Haven, and I remember we were like, "Oh, that girl lives here. We should go try to find her." And we were joking around about how she said it was such a small town. Whatever. Second block, we turned down. Our car was in the driveway.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We found her in 2 seconds.
Out of the whole city.
Dude, that whole city just happened to turn down the second block. Her car. We were like, "That cannot be her." It's hilarious.
You can go to Legoland. I think that's right there.
I've been to Legoland.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was good.
Isn't there a where is the White Castle?
That's Orlando.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Too fast.
White Castle, very good.
I haven't had White Castle in probably 40 years.
Yeah, it's worth
I can't remember the last time.
It's worth the drive, especially if you're in the Orlando area.
Yeah.
I had it last time I was out in Vegas.
Yeah.
You go Old Vegas, they got the White
Right at
Castle.
Fremont?
Right there. Yeah, Fremont.
They still have that long ass line when you go to the one in Orlando?
No, it's kind of died down. Yeah.
Carmen, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time yesterday joking about yoga with people on the station. The yoga thing is the most exciting thing
Oh, yeah.
about the summer bash.
It's a big draw. Fire.
Yeah.
Everybody's jealous of yoga.
Yeah. Should be a good time.
Should be a good time, whoever does it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tell me how much you love it with this many dollars worth.
Anyway, so what did Elon Musk do? He left? He's not in the...
He's out.
Did he officially get out?
Yeah.
How? Why?
I guess because him and Trump are now at odds.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He criticized Trump's big, beautiful bill, the spending bill that's about to go through.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, made him on the outs. Plus, Tesla's stock has been just going right in the tank.
Well, it already went up since he announced he was leaving. So.
He also said he was upset about Todd Chrisley getting out of jail.
That's it. Yeah. I hope you bought the dip.
That is like the most shocking thing about our government is that the presidential pardons every year when Biden, you could be like, Biden's just a man of integrity, he's a man and then all of a sudden he's like, and I pardon my son, and I pardon this guy, and I pardon
my
that
whole
guy.
family for any future stuff.
Yeah, he did future pardons.
Yeah.
And anybody else who got a hold of the auto pen.
True. And then Trump comes out and he pardons Chrisley's, and you're like, this is...
There's some rapper, too, that got pardoned yesterday.
Oh, NBA Youngboy.
Yeah.
That isn't some rapper. That's NBA Youngboy.
I was not familiar with his work.
Oh, yes. I'm very familiar.
What did he do? I didn't see.
I don't even know what he did to get in jail or in trouble or whatever.
Did you see Chrisley's daughter outside the jail? I mean, she's just fully decked out.
Oh,
like,
yeah, she's always...
MAGA, make Trump great again. She got the hat, the shirt. Like, she just went to the gift shop.
I was watching... Extra or one of those stupid Hollywood shows that was on in the background, and who was Billy Bush or one of those guys goes, I know exactly where Todd Chrisley goes the minute he goes. What do you think the first place he goes to when he gets out of jail?
I don't know.
He's going to go to some...
Get his hair colored.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Get all dolled up.
All gray.
Yeah.
Because look at Diddy. Look how weird Diddy looked. Did you ever think Diddy was dyeing his hair?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but
is he or did he
They're
just get old?
Yeah, he's old.
I know, but I mean, I never think about that.
When you're rich, I think you do a lot of stuff like that. You're constantly getting,
And you're able to, like, upkeep it
Yeah.
so no one would
Right.
ever know. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
people come to your house, they do it in a car. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
Carmen, you want to
you'll
know
never see it
something
messed up.
that I found that a lot of like mega rich people have is like barber chairs and barbers in their own house, like a
Yeah.
barber chair
Yeah.
setup. I got a
Yeah.
lot of old rich guys.
You're
Oh,
getting
Diddy, did you see Diddy had NBA courts, like he had basketball courts with beds in it and stuff.
Why? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Oh, just in case
He
they
just
had
had
the
like he had it set up where it was like a gymnasium and it had basketball hoops and stuff, and then it had a bed in there.
But that way, if you need a little nappy nap in between games,
Or if he just wanted to bang one of the NBA players.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me that Diddy, who was banging was with Jennifer Lopez and all these hot girls and all that, it was just banging dudes.
I just think what you do.
There was a rumor that Dr. Dre
Yeah.
liked being I don't know what he liked it in the booty,
He liked to receive.
but he
he was
wasn't
the bottom.
but he wasn't gay. He just liked that stuff. Well,
I mean,
that's
you
what he
can't
I
said.
mean,
say
I mean,
But he that's what he
so you're
said.
bi.
I'm
That's-
not gay. I just like the taste
Yeah.
of it. You know what I mean?
That's the
Yeah.
only, I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I assume that it was guys doing it to him. You
Yeah.
know, I just
it-
I mean, I was saying if he was saying it, then it may be girls doing it to him with apparatuses.
The
not-
answer to that, Carmen, is no. Your question you're about to ask.
What?
Okay.
Go ahead and ask.
Is it gay if a girl's doing it?
No.
See?
No, I don't.
So
I
that's
don't
how
think
you.
so.
So again, like you said, he's not gay. That's the only way it's not gay if
Right.
he was doing that. If it was with a girl.
Right.
Yeah, because it means you're not into dudes.
Dude.
What
What
the
if
butt stuff?
What if a guy's doing it with an apparatus?
That's
That's right. That's right.
even more
Sure
gay.
is.
No, I say not.
I got to tell you, if a girl's doing it and you're on a phone with a guy, that's still gay.
Oh, yeah.
What if there's a guy in the corner watching
No, no.
If a girl's doing it and you just Tom Cruise crosses your mind, you're
Oh,
gay.
yeah.
You're gay.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you're all right.
If you even say guy or dude or anything while it's happening.
Right, right.
By the way, NBA YoungBoy was he had possessing weapons while being a convicted felon.
Oh, come on. That's
Oh, yeah.
Oh
No
yeah.
weapons charge, no big deal.
I mean, you're a convicted felon. You can have a gun.
He didn't
Yeah.
use it.
Oh.
He was just holding it for a
I
friend.
think it's all good.
That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, this is the secret. So we find out about all our rappers now. All our rapper friends all our rapper heroes are gay. All our reality stars. Now, did you hear Joe Exotic was on the radio station yesterday?
I saw Dizzy posted that they talked to him.
Oh, was it? Oh, it was John.
John,
It was John
yeah.
and Dizzy. Yeah. I guess Everett and Joe Exotic are best friends because Everett keeps getting him on the show.
Oh,
It doesn't seem to be that hard.
No, well, I don't know. I mean, you don't see a lot of interviews with him, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess he was on and really pissed off that he gave Trump's pardoning reality stars and
Right.
not pardoning him.
I thought Austin was best friends with him.
Yeah.
No, Everett's best friends with him.
Austin was
Remember
sending
they were-
him
they were
letters
pen-
and stuff.
Pen pals.
I think
Yeah.
Austin was sending him naked pictures.
Oh,
to
yeah.
try and get on his
Probably,
side.
for sure.
Yeah, but that kid Austin, I'll tell you, his life is an adventure. That kid just packed up and moved to L.A. to do extra work. Was living in a van. That's how he got on our radar. Was successfully working and doing extra work, but couldn't afford to live in L.A. So was living in his car. Then moved into a church. Now is like doing some weekly vaudeville show. Have you seen that? Like he's in some sort of comedy troupe out there. Yeah, like he's going to be a success one day and
Yeah.
have a great story about how he used to live in his car.
He's been on some. I mean, he was on Curb. He was on that Superstore show.
Yeah.
He was on like a few different things. Like
He
it's
had
extra,
good spots.
but like he was right behind Larry David whenever they were doing the court thing. Whatever, he was on that Superstore show, and he had a purple hoodie on, and the girl was like, "You purple hoodie out of the line." He was like, so you like see him on TV a little bit, which is cool.
I mentioned before, a buddy of mine, he started doing FSU films, like because they have a film school there. So he would star in these like student films.
Yeah.
And then he turned that into like a full blown acting career. Now he's been on Bloodline. He's been on a bunch of NBC shows. He's been in movies.
That's great.
He's been in scenes with Anne Hathaway and The Rock and all kinds of stuff.
I forget who it was. It was an actor that does a lot of stuff, and he said that he had a small role in something, and one of the directors saw the movie, and he was like, "Oh, that guy would be good." Cast, So I mean, it's that simple. Get in something, and even if you have one line, somebody would be like, "Oh, that guy could play whatever we need for
Right.
this movie, and then you get a little bit bigger, and then all of a sudden you're starring in a movie. Yeah.
Once he got a casting agent, he was just like steadily getting parts all the time now. But he still does radio sales, which is so weird. He must not make a lot of money.
No, I mean you don't make a lot of money.
Couple $1,000 for a weekend or something,
right? And it's probably not as steady as you want it to be in order to survive. But you're making extra money.
Because especially casting calls, you're going in and there's hundreds of people that look just like you. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a guy in his mid-40s with glasses and is 6 foot tall.
Well, for him, he's probably not even going on casting calls.
No, like they kind of reach out, like they're looking for someone to play a police officer, and they got like 10 guys, and he ends up getting the part. Like he'll go in and read for something, and then it's funny because he's always like posted on social media, like big project just booked, can't talk about it. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what it is.
That's pretty cool.
You know,
I remember when Batista first started out, and I called him up one day, and I go, dude, congratulations. And he's like, what? And I go, I just saw the news. He goes, how? And I go, I don't know. I was reading like Variety or whatever. He goes, it's in Variety already? And I go, what? He goes, well, what are you talking about? I go, what are you talking about? And I was talking about he was in a movie with De Niro. And he goes, oh, no, dude, I'm going to be in the new James Bond movie. And I went, oh, that's not even what I was talking about the other thing.
They're not allowed to talk about it when they're there filming, you know?
No. You know what's so interesting is that Derek Jeter comes down here for spring training every year for the past 30 years and lived down here and has this reputation for giving out gift bags with girls and all that stuff, you know, that whole story. But yet I've gone on the radio like 4 or 5 times over the years and tried to find some girl that banged Derek Jeter to call the show, and nobody ever calls the show. Like I'm like, somebody in our listening audience banged Derek Jeter and got a gift bag or whatever, or didn't get a gift bag. Call the show, and you don't have to give any details. Just tell me about it. Yeah. And nobody ever calls the show. Do you know how many girls I know that have told me they banged The Rock?
Oh,
like
really?
Girls that I know that for sure that have banged The Rock.
If you think about Jeter while somebody's doing that to you, is that
No, not Jeter.
What
not
if
Jeter.
all the Derek Jeter stories are just wise tales, and he was not really banging all these chicks?
No, I mean,
like it's just all, you know what I mean?
It's lore is what it becomes.
But maybe it never really happened.
No, but it's probably true. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna say where, but there was a girl, a smoking hot girl. I mean, she was a 9.5, and she had this little Yankee charm on, and supposedly that was part of the deal, and
part of the gift basket.
Yeah, and I was like, and then she worked somewhere, and I got to know her, and she was like, I'm flying up to whatever to see this. I'm friends with Derek, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it. But she wasn't like, you know, she never said she was banging him. She was friends with him, you know. I'm just saying that you would just think that there'd be he must have, whatever he did, whatever that was in those gift bags, he handled it very well.
But also, it's not a giant leap to think that a super successful Hall of Fame baseball player, good looking,
you mean gorgeous,
millionaire, multi-millionaire, is banging hot chicks in Tampa. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, really?
Oh, I'm not surprised by it. I would just wish that there'd be more. I want more insight into this.
But you think now, like some of these chicks, they love to talk because they love.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Where are those girls?
That's what I mean. That means maybe it didn't happen.
Or that was that generation, though, because that's a whole nother generation to what it is now. You know what I mean? Think about that, because Jeter, that was, how long has he been married? How long since he played? Whatever, 15 years? Probably, somewhere around there. Yeah. So that's like a whole different thing. Now, if it happened now, you'd be hearing all the time, and people would be putting it out there, and girls would be taking pictures while you sleep in and everything else.
That first time that's true. There wasn't a lot of cell phone stuff back in the day.
Well, your cell phone, you leave it at the door. You don't need to bring that in there.
That's right. That's true. Leave it near the gift basket.
once you pass security.
That first time I ever saw his wife, I was blown away. I was coming back on a flight, and the flight was empty, and there was like 3 or 4 people up front and we had our own rows, and Nikki Bella was on the flight, and she was not the hottest girl on the flight. I remember texting Pete, and I'm like, I'm on a flight with Nikki Bella, and she is not the hottest. And they're like, who's that? I go, there's some other girl on here that is the most amazing girl I've ever seen. And when we landed, we went to luggage. She went straight and got our luggage and wheeled it out, and then Jeter pulled up in his Mercedes and picked her up, and I went, that makes sense.
Oh, man.
That makes a lot of sense. Oh, man. All right, we got a good show today. If you'd like to get through and be a part of it, 800-771-1025. You'll also need those numbers for Sporkle, which we'll play here in a little bit. And when we come back, Carmen will tell you what we have to give away. We're also going to do the open letter rewind. Got comedian Josh Potter coming in for the first time today. Some guy gave me a very nice compliment. he said that the comedy clubs should be giving us a tip because of the amount of comedians we've turned them on to. Because we had Paul in here last week, and he guy's like, I never heard of him, and now I want to go see him because he was good on the show. That's the whole point of us having him on the show,
right?
So we can introduce new comedians to you guys. Josh Potter, not new by any means, but he's a Comedy Store regular, but he is mostly a West Coast guy, or just at least hasn't been to Tampa in a while, and he'll be stopping by the studio in the 9 o'clock hour. Cody Tucker will join us in the 8 o'clock hour. And we'll take a quick break, come back, and do the open letter rewind next. It's Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Construction guys come out here. We were trying to figure out where they were coming from and what was going on.
But what is the direct correlation to that bathroom and out here?
That I don't know.
Right.
That I wondered if they either came out here. I honestly still think that there was something in here food wise that we didn't. I'm not blaming Joe. I'm not blaming Joe.
I see your looks.
Did you see the guy who photoshopped the banana on the floor and the wires? It was great. He goes, I can't believe none of you see the banana right there.
I thought that was real.
It looked great, didn't it?
It might have been real.
Did you see also on Instagram the pictures of all the other jobs Joe is not qualified to do?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
Saw
You have a
those.
whole gallery,
I
Joe.
do. It's very nice.
AI is so much fun.
My resume is building.
Anyway, so we have a new toilet coming in today. And we may have solved the poop fly problem.
All right.
Hopefully it'll work because Lord knows the Venus flytrap was a disaster.
Yeah. Well, Joe killed it.
Yeah. He didn't kill it. I mean, it wasn't Joe's fault.
Thank you, Mike.
Was he supposed to take care of it?
I mean,
did he leave it out in the hot sun over Memorial Day weekend, 3-day weekend? You know why? Because heroes died.
He killed it.
Yeah.
He killed the Venus flytrap. Carmen, speaking of heroes, what do we have to give away today?
Okay, so we have tickets for Styx and Kevin Cronin,
Mm-hmm.
Dirks Bentley,
Okay.
Nikki Glazer,
All right.
Avril Lavigne,
Yes.
Luke Bryan,
Wow. A lot of country.
and Next Big Thing Legends.
Oh man. Does that
With-
feature Cage the Elephant?
It does.
Oh wow.
Not
So it's
Legends.
it's not next big thing. It's a totally different thing.
It's legends.
Like
of-
they're not the
of-
next big things. They're people who were
Right.
At one time, the next big thing, they played NBT, and then now they're legends. So basically, 97X made them legends,
I like it.
yes.
right?
I'm in.
I don't know. That just seems like I should stop talking about it. All right. Let's give some stuff away right now. A little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. I did spend a lot of time talking to John Brennan yesterday about the Beach Bash,
Yeah.
and I think this thing is going to be great.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
this is going to be like a yearly thing that we do. It's going to be so much fun. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I won yesterday. There is no rule. Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, today we're going to be playing word overlaps. Can you name the 4-letter words that overlap the next word by 2 letters? So the last 2 letters are going to start the next word, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all 4 letters. Your first one, encourage, persuade. 4-letter word. Encourage, persuade.
Push.
Help.
Urge is what
Okay.
I was looking for. So the last 2 letters of urge will be the first 2 letters of this next word. Drive, reverse,
Gear.
kit. Mike. Military troops.
Army.
Mike. Legendary story.
Myth.
Mike. Not fat.
Thin.
Then
Mike. 12th of an
Inch.
foot. Yes. Mike. Informal conversation.
cat.
Galvin. Smallest component.
Adam.
Mike. Leave out.
Omit.
Mike. Tickling sensation of the skin.
Itch.
Galvin. Use an axe to cut.
Chop.
Galvin. And Pap. We're halfway there.
Gio is not on the board. He has 0 points.
I don't
Activated.
even know what the hell's happening right now.
Galvin
I
has
don't get
3,
this.
and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning by 4 with 7.
It took me a few to get it.
Yeah, I still don't know what's going on.
All right, overlapping words. Your last word was chop.
Open.
No.
Ah, you're out.
You can't guess now. Okay, next clue. precious stone.
Opal.
Hey.
Geo. Now you get it?
I think so.
Okay.
Probably not.
Second highest vocal range.
Alto.
Mike. Heavy book.
Tome.
Galvin. 1 million prefix.
Mega.
Galvin. Sudden intake of breath.
Gasp.
Galvin. Rotated.
Spin.
Rotated.
I don't know.
Oh, she's giving it to you. Spun.
You guys didn't get it.
We guessed fast though.
Yeah. So?
Yeah.
I love when everybody acts like they got it.
But she said it like you're an idiot.
We're so smart. We got it wrong.
It was spun. No point. Your next one. Reverse the effects
Undo.
of. Galvin. Quantity of medicine. Mike. And Pap. We are on the last three.
Gio is on the board with a single point. Galvin has 7, and Michael is your leader by 2. He's winning with 9.
Oof.
All right, we are doing overlapping words. Last 3. Your last word was dose. Here we go. Plants grow from
Seed.
this. Mike. Revise. Correct.
Edit.
Mike. And your last one. A thing on a list.
Item.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good one, Carmen. I like that one.
Thank you.
It was hard.
I found it.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Your final score, Gio, not a fan. He had a single point. Galvin with 7, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 12.
Good. Feeling good about that. Good morning. That's it. That's all I get to celebrate.
That's all you get. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
all you get. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Who's this?
Adam,
Adam, how you doing, Adam?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
What are you doing? You on your way to work? Or you just waking up?
I'm at work.
What do you do?
I'm a manager for Goodyear. They're in South Del Mabry.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you're not too far.
I got to tell you, I like the new Goodyear ad that they have out. Have you seen that where they have all the different movies? They have it starts with Back to the Future.
No.
And the DeLorean comes whipping around and you see the Goodyear tire and then all the different stuff. I don't know if you had anything to do with that, but good job.
All right, Adam, I'm gonna put you on hold. Carmen will grab you here during the break and we'll hook you up with a prize. Okay, buddy?
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. There you go. He's on line 2, Carmen.
So my dad, who worked for Motorola his whole life, a guy that he worked with left Motorola to go and do that. He was the guy that would do product placement in movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in one of his big things, if you remember, I want to say it was Hero Cologne. It was in one of the Lethal Weapons, where he's in his trailer and it gets shot up and the cologne explodes, and it's like a close up of the hero.
Really?
Yeah, and it explodes and stuff, and it's like, oh, somebody has to get those in there. Hey, you guys are gonna shoot up the thing. What if you had like a bottle of cologne right there?
The only time I ever, 2 times I known about that were one time Budweiser invited me to see. It was the Robert De Niro Analyze This, but it was Analyze That, the second one.
Yeah.
There was Budweiser product placement in that, a big Bud truck that they had a shootout in front of at the end.
Oh, okay.
And Budweiser invited me to that premiere. I went to go see that. And the other one was I had Ed Drossi and Bob Passworders from Hooters in the studio one time, and I asked them about Big Daddy, the Adam Sandler movie, because it was Hooters. And I go, what did you guys pay for that? He said, you want to know? I go, yeah. He goes, nothing. They came to us and asked for permission, and we didn't pay anything for it.
That's cool.
That's great. Man.
But that's also where you are in the business.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if you're Hooters and you're huge and stuff, you want to use it? Okay, maybe even you pay us.
Right.
You know, or we just allow you to use it because it's good advertisement, whatever. But yeah, if it's some up and coming thing where like, get us in this movie, you know?
Yeah, it was smart, man. It was a good shot. All right, Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, Florida on ice, Miss Piggy, and high-tech cheaters.
Miss Piggy. All right, Galvin has your news. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll get right into that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
I was reading through the rules yesterday, to see if I was eligible at all.
Oh,
To win?
I'm not.
You're not.
No. I thought that'd be really nice because I could really use just an easy $1,000.
Do you need $1,000?
I do.
Joe will give it to you.
Thank you, Joe.
Joe's that kind
Thank
of guy.
you. Yeah, but no, we're not eligible. In case you're wondering.
Why do you need $1,000? We falling on hard times?
You can always use extra cash.
Need $1,000, but 400,000 is not life changing money. Go shove
I
it.
don't like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I think about that often.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That the debate we have about life changing money. $500 is life changing money. It's going to alter your life in some way. I think what we're thinking is
You're thinking of a different thing.
Yeah.
You're thinking of life setting money.
Yes.
Like you don't have to do anything anymore. Like if I give you 400,000, you're not done. You're not like, okay, well that sets me up for the rest of my life or
right.
anything like that.
I may put that away for the future.
But you give anyone $400,000, obviously not multi-billionaires or anything, but I'm saying the average person that
Right.
you meet day to day, if you give them $400,000, that is absolutely changing their life.
Yes, because even if they have the opportunity to pay off their cars and all that stuff, that's
and it's
changed
making
their
you
life.
week to week breathe easier. You're able to afford different things. You know, you know what? We're going out to dinner this night.
Yeah. I think about that, Galvin. It resonates with me. I'm
Yes.
like, would this be life changing?
I appreciate you admitting that you were wrong.
I didn't quite say that. But
but that's what it is.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning. I just thought,
Hello?
maybe, yes, sir.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. What's happening?
Not much. First time caller. Just thought I'd give a call in and tell you guys how good you are.
Well, thank you.
nice.
Every once in a while, we need to hear it, sir. We're very insecure.
Sure.
well,
Do you
I
have
appreciate
$1,000
it,
for
guys.
Geo, possibly?
Thank you for listening, sir. I appreciate it. All right. See, there you go. That's what we need. A nice little early morning positive phone call to set the tone for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can tell. I'm not really feeling that great today. And I don't mean sick. I'm just not.
What's the matter?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get into it. I'm not quite into it yet. I feel like news will bring me into it.
All right.
We got a good show.
Yeah.
Josh Potter's here. He's a very funny comedian. Goes on the road with Tom Segura all the time. I've seen him out at the Comedy Store a couple of times. We've got Cody Tucker on the show today, which everybody loves Cody. And I don't know, just still feeling like, I think I'm depressed about the Chrisleys. No, I'm just kidding. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
Can I bring up something before we get into news?
Sure.
I was reading this story yesterday. It's kind of old. It's a couple of years old, but I was reading a detailed version of it. Do you know that George Clooney, he was in that movie Interstellar?
Yes. No.
Not Interstellar.
That's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, the space movie where it's just him and
Gravity.
Sandra Bullock in space.
Oh, yeah.
Gravity. He made $70 million on that movie because whether or not he agreed to produce it or whatever he did, but he walked away. They said he cleared about $70 million because that movie ended up being a big hit.
And he was only in it briefly.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
he was only in it in the beginning and then his voice, I think, a little bit, whatever.
But I think as he produced the movie, he got such a deal. He made so much money. So he has a tight friend group, and he invited 14 of his friends over, and he gave for dinner. And at one point, a van from a florist pulled up. Armed security guards got out, and they delivered each one of them a briefcase. And he asked them, he said to them, each going around, that at one time or another, everybody in that room has helped him out. Richard Kind, the actor, was there.
Yeah.
And he said that Richard used to let him sleep on the couch
they used to be
in his
roommates.
house.
Did you ever hear the story about him pooping in the cat box?
No?
I'll tell you later.
He said that other people, one guy was there, was an actor friend of his, lent him $200 so he can buy his first headshots. Steve Lukather from Toto was there.
Oh.
And he said they've been longtime friends. And he gave each one of them $1 million cash.
Wow.
$14 million.
How great is
In
that?
a briefcase.
In a briefcase, cash. And he said, this is so none of you have to worry about your kids going to college or where your next paycheck is going to come from. Everybody's got $1 million now because he made so much money on that one movie. He's like, I'm going to give back $14 million. I thought that's wonderful. And then I started thinking, who would because I outside of the show, because we already established that we hit lotto, we're taking care of everybody on the show.
I was about to say, Tom, bring in the briefcase.
Yeah.
Who you wish? You wish.
Tom, bring him in.
There's $80 for each one of you in there. I made a lot of money on the summer beach bash when I was hosting yoga.
Carmen, yours is in the hallway.
Yeah.
You have to go get it yourself.
You just hear, Tom's not here, boss.
Yeah.
Tom took off to Mexico.
Tom would get a briefcase.
Oh.
Tom would get a briefcase.
All right. So outside of the show, well, I mean, obviously.
I don't know 14 people.
Well, obviously, Mike Olivero gets a briefcase.
Mike
He kept
Olivero
in
gets a
fish
briefcase.
food and all the different
Mike
stuff.
Olivero gets a briefcase for sure. Pete gets a briefcase.
Right.
Bobby gets a briefcase.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I do know 14 people. People who were there. I'm trying. You know who I would give money to? I don't know if I'd give $1 million in a briefcase, but you know who I would like to. You know who I wish like I could do something for? Crazy Eyed Tommy.
Oh yeah.
You know how supportive
he was
Crazy Eyed
great.
Tommy was when we first started out on the show.
Absolutely.
We needed him so much. This show, this company hired me. I don't think they expected me to be here more than 2 years, and Crazy Eyed Tommy opened us up to such a market in Sarasota and gave us an opportunity with Budweiser to do so many things over there that we created a whole new market that didn't exist before.
He was involved in or the catalyst for almost every fun thing that we did for about 3 or 4 years.
Had my logo on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Crazy Eyed Tommy was Crazy Eyed Tommy was a guy who worked for Budweiser in Sarasota, and because the Bone Stick, the tower, is so strong in Sarasota, he wanted us to go down there to do events. We were down with doing it, and it started with the Rabonia Mardi Gras, which was a huge thing. It was this little parade that they adopted and made it their own, and we had such a good time. And then we just started doing more and more stuff with him, and next thing you know, we were on yachts and we had a blast. We had a great time. But yeah, it's guys like that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Does Jason Meter get $1 million?
No.
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 Okay.
I mean, if he came to me and was like, I need money, I'd give him money. But
does Melanie get $1 million?
oh God.
What about
If it wasn't for Melanie, I wouldn't have the $1 million to give away.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, is it people that don't need it, don't get it?
No.
Or
Melanie would get $1 million for sure.
Listen, everybody needs $1 million.
Yeah.
No, Melanie would definitely get $1 million. She would get a case.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
What about Moose?
I don't know about
One
that.
of your oldest friends.
I know, but
Out.
not out, but just
No
he's
case.
He's made some choices.
Yeah.
He's made some choices.
I mean, no case, you're out.
Moose pick sides.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
Oh, what's going on there? Interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I not order T-shirts from him anymore?
Oh no, I like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like it.
I
I'm
didn't
just saying
know
he
where-
didn't get a briefcase.
He's on the outs.
He's not on the outs. He's just he's
I
not the
needed a
Moose he used
t-shirt
to
guy.
be. I know. When's the last time Moose called me? When's the last time Moose ever hung out?
Like, we just saw Moose, didn't we?
He was at the
Yeah, he was
pub
at the run.
crawls.
Yeah.
I don't-
Oh, we saw.
I was
Yeah, I saw
drunk.
Moose at the
At the
5K.
run.
Oh, yeah, you may not have seen him there.
I did not see him.
Yeah.
I was too busy not running.
He was yelling at me as I crossed the finish line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, calling me a fat
Oh,
loser.
yeah. He was there with his daughter.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Yeah. Mike Calta Show. Hello.
Good morning, darling. How are you?
Good. How are you?
You're not getting $1 million.
No case.
What's that fucking?
Come on.
Maybe.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Trying to get into these contests. What's the protocol for it? It seems I call at the wrong time, and by the time I get on, it's always busy. At what point do I call?
We're a very popular show. I don't. People ask me that all the time. But were you talking about like doing Sporkle?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's at what point when you say, here's the phone number, is that when you call, or is it you call anytime you want?
I will tell you,
not having any luck.
the phone calls start ringing at like 6:40. Even though we're not going to do it for another 10 minutes or so, the phones are already starting to ring. People are trying to get on hold. So I don't really know.
But also, Carmen, do you clear them
Okay.
sometimes and then take calls, or how do you do it?
Well, so it depends because usually people know by now. Like usually our first break goes to 6:30, and people will try to sneak in there at 6:20, 6:25, and I clear those when we go to break.
Right.
But some people know, and they are depending on what they're listening on or through. They will call exactly when you start making the thing that we're going to break.
What are you trying to win there, lady?
Concert tickets. I'm new to the area and used to be really, really good, and I'm just not getting on.
All right, well,
not figuring it out.
I don't know what area you moved from, but this show's super popular, unlike the last jerk-off she used to listen to.
Pennsylvania, and like you said, jerk off.
Yeah.
Actually, if it's Pennsylvania, they're jag-offs.
All right, well, listen, we'll do another one probably in the, I don't know if we're going to have time today, but maybe in the 8 or 9 o'clock hour, so keep listening, and thank you for calling. There you go.
Yins, just keep listening.
No $1 million for her.
The bone bonus, you don't even have to call. She could sign up for that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I told her about that. That lady, if you're listening, you go to the App Store on your phone. I know this is going to be a big deal for you.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, this whole morning I've been struggling over here. I downloaded a watch face app last night that I paid like $7 for, and I can't figure out how to get it on my watch, and it's driving me crazy. Like, that's my main thing to do after the show.
For your Apple Watch?
Yeah.
How do you not ask this guy? I guarantee he could do it in 3 seconds.
I used to have that. Those suck. They don't work right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like because Apple doesn't let you change the watch faces like where it's separate ones, like out of party ones.
Yeah.
So it's like a workaround where you're actually showing a photo on your watch. Is what it is. So you have to go to like the files and then upload that file.
No, this one here says they just got to open it to watch faces.
Maybe. I know I had one of those for a while, and it was a pain in the ass, and it's like you have to have like the photo app up on your watch all the time.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, this is not. It's an active watch face. It's not a picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, oh, Jesus. All right.
It's like a workaround because Apple doesn't allow that.
Oh. Well, I paid $7 for it.
Yeah, they got you.
It was the same guy who couldn't find Godfather on the box.
I mean, I can show you how to do it, but
All right.
you'll quickly realize it's a pain in the ass when it resets all the time. Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, hey, if you do that, I got a case for you.
Oh,
You never know. Joe, you get a case.
thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
I tried to change my watch face to the flux capacitor, and it didn't work.
Didn't work?
It was a pain in the ass. I always had to reset it over and over. I was like, screw this. Too much work.
I was just looking for something a little different, you know, than the ones that they have. The ones that they have are pretty lame.
Yeah, it's like a workaround that these apps have come up with.
All right. Forget it. I'm not giving anybody any money
Oh, you ruined it.
You ruined it. You brought me down. Ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He's got news. What do we have in news today?
Today's top story, billionaire Tesla CEO Elon Musk is leaving the Trump administration after leading a tumultuous efficiency drive during which he upended several federal agencies but ultimately failed to deliver the generational savings he had sought. Musk on Wednesday took to social media, Twitter, not X, Twitter, to thank President Donald Trump as his time as a special government employee with the Department of Government Efficiency draws to an end.
So it's out. So he did nothing. He just wasted all his time.
Got a bunch of people mad, and
he had a lot of access to a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
right.
he did.
Got all the information he needed, had all the access to everything, launched a bunch of space satellites that we know nothing about, and then said, all right, I'm peace out. I'm done.
Basically. So what really happened?
I don't know, but
That's what I wanna know.
that makes Trump look pretty foolish.
Yeah.
You know, you let this guy in, and then he just went, let me look around a little bit, and then, I'm out of here.
They say they're still going to have Doge going forward, but Elon's just not the face and not running it. Which seems very suspicious that you let this guy in. He had unprecedented access to the government and all this stuff, and now he's just quickly out.
Right. He got what he needed.
Yeah.
And then he got out.
Which
he
is-
just wanted to know about the Kennedy assassination and aliens, just like everybody else.
Yeah. I mean,
Will he be able to keep his mouth shut?
No.
No, right?
And I bet he got some sort of alien technology that now he's going to use.
I think he probably played Trump. Trump likes people that are, they like to kiss his ass and tell him how great he is.
Sure.
And then I think Elon just kind of played him.
Yeah. I mean, that's likely that he got in there and got what he needed. But what did he need?
And also, Elon basically bankrolled a large portion of Trump's campaign towards the end.
Yeah.
Like, remember he was giving away $1 million to the campaign? He donated a ton of money to the campaign and then was given crazy access to the government. And then he's out within 3 months.
Right. But what do you think his ultimate goal was? Is it to the point where he just can't do what he wants to do, and he's like, this is just pointless because because of bureaucracy, I can't do what I wanted to do. I can't make it as efficient as I hoped, and it's going to end up making me look bad, so I'm just going to bail out. Or did he want some sort of information? Same reason he bought Twitter. He didn't really want Twitter. He wanted to know the algorithm, and he wanted to know about the government involvement, and that's really what he wanted. So, information is power.
You want to hope that he just had genuine intentions to try and fix the budget and cut spending. But
well, from every movie I've ever watched, the multi-billionaire guy usually is doing stuff for the good of the people.
Is he Tony Stark or is he Lex Luthor? Which one is he?
He's by far Lex Luthor. I think so. But I also think Lex Luthor, not to where he wants to take down Superman, but that he's mostly in it for his own needs.
Yeah, I mean, he basically had a cabinet position without having to go through Senate approval and all that. It's very, very weird.
But we don't know what he knew, what he found out.
That's the thing.
We have no idea. There's
what type of access did he actually have? There's no way to tell. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what is was it all on the up and up, or was he really trying to get into the U.S. government and learn some stuff?
I don't know. I find the whole thing to be fascinating. I feel like it'll be time before we feel like what the repercussions are for finding out. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he wanted. Like, everybody was aware of what he wanted from Twitter, what he wanted to get the information about.
Yeah.
He wanted to know the government's involvement. He wanted to know what does he really want with our government. Was it relations with other countries? Was it information about other countries? Was it other businesses? I mean, what did he want?
Because he basically bought himself into it.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of saving money, after a $165 billion divorce with his first wife, Jeff Bezos is making a U-turn with a lengthy prenup.
Oh.
Yeah, for his next marriage. As Bezos, who's worth $220 billion, prepares to marry former TV anchor Lauren Sanchez, he's taking a much more cautious approach. Legal experts suggest that this time the Amazon founder has opted for a comprehensive and heavily negotiated prenuptial agreement.
I mean, you can't mess around with that kind of money and not have a prenup.
Yeah.
I mean, you've built this tremendous business that's changed the world.
He had to give hundreds of billions of dollars to his other ex-wife.
Right. Didn't even feel it.
$165 billion.
And she just gave it a large portion, just gave it away.
But like we had talked about before, whenever we said he was not getting a prenup, because that's what he was saying, you have a prenup and you go, listen, I'm worth $220 billion. If we get divorced for any reason, you get $5 billion.
Right. I would sign right on that line. I'd go $5 billion.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what something like that is what she's agreeing to.
But I mean, that's like, that does nothing. Him $5 billion does nothing. No big deal.
$1 billion.
Yeah. But I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. I would be like, do I have to chop my arm off? I'll do it. What do you need me to do?
Oh, I think about that now, about what my wife would do. Like, I'm trying to think of my wife, if we got divorced, would she be cool? Would she go, hey, we have kids, we have a lot of financial things together, let's just divvy it up and be cool? Or would she just lay it to me?
You never know. Yeah, that's the problem.
It depends on the source of the divorce, I think.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't think, I don't know. I'm judging by her. I don't think it matters. I think she's going to be bitter either way. She's going to be mad.
Well, I mean, some people just fall out of love and you realize you don't have a lot in common and it's just not working out anymore.
But also, rarely are there happy divorces.
Right.
You know what I mean? That rarely is, everything seems to be going great. We're going to get divorced now.
Yeah,
sometimes,
that's true.
I know of, one of my cousins, they're divorced, and I know she gets along with her husband, and, but they also have kids.
There are situations where people just don't love each other anymore, or they love somebody else.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, look, rather than put you through it and cheat on you, I'm just telling you, I'm done.
Yeah, but you don't think that's going to make somebody bitter too?
Bitter and angry, but also we got a lot of things here. We got kids that we have to deal with. We have investments together. We have a future that we can't. If we try to fight each other, one of us is going to get totally screwed, or both of us are going to get screwed. We're going to end up paying a lawyer.
And that sounds great to a level-headed person, but you never know what you're dealing with or how the person reacts to that stuff. So it could be great marriage, divorce comes. Everybody's gonna burn. You know what I mean?
If you found out your wife had a boyfriend for the last 2 years,
it's all about how you find out.
I've been there.
You know what I mean?
Joe knows. You should talk to this guy. He's the expert.
Yeah. Oh,
But Carmen, I think that if my wife had a boyfriend for the last 2 years and I found out about it, and yes, it would make me mad and I would be hurt and I would be not liking her, but I also would have to have the smarter head and say, hey, look, let's get I'm not getting anything from her.
Right,
you know what I mean? She's not. I'm not. No matter how mean I am to her, it's not going to help me financially. So we got to do things the smart way.
But again, if you find out she had a boyfriend 2 years, that's a lot worse than you guys fighting, not getting along, and her coming home and being like, "Hey, we are not working out. I have met somebody, and I don't think you and I should continue down this path, and I would like to try something with him.
Well, I got to tell you, I think that might even hurt even more.
Yeah, but also
Really?
Think about this is how foolish you would feel. If you found out that your wife had a boyfriend for 2 years, how foolish you would feel, and that would make you bitter, and that would make you want to somehow get back at her.
Sure.
Whether it's financially or whatever this and that, because think of moving forward after all that. People are making fun of you all the time for that.
Yeah.
Well, you think,
no matter what you say, like the worst thing you could say,
you're the clown.
Somebody's coming back with, well, at least my wife wasn't banging the guy for 2 years, you idiot. You know what I mean? Then you're like, you want to kill everyone.
Or people whose spouses leave them for the same sex.
No, yeah.
Oh, that's so.
My scumbag stepfather had an entire family for years. A whole other family.
Yeah.
Insane.
That guy was a real scumbag.
Yes.
I'm talking. Well, yeah. I guess they're all scumbags.
Well, it's also like we had talked about before about getting all your affairs in order and everything, because if your parents pass away and even family members start going against each other.
Yeah.
Family members who totally get along and stuff, but why are you getting that? I should get that and this and how much and da-da-da. And people, the money that's left over or whatever, the house and trying to sell the house and do stuff. And family members who get along their entire life, money gets involved and then they go at each other. And you're blown away. You're like, how did this happen? How did we get to this point?
Yeah. I think if it's like a mutual thing, like, listen, we're just not getting along. We fight all the time. We've got nothing in common. I don't enjoy hanging out with you. I think then it could be more. It's not as much vitriol.
Yeah.
Whereas if the infidelity seems to be the one that turns into just
I think it's the lying more.
Lying.
It's a lie too. Yeah.
The deception.
But I mean, I get it. I think you're going to be angry either way. You just have to be smart about it. You just have to. You have to go. Hey, look, I get it, and this sucks, and I feel like a dick, but.
Yeah, but that's you looking at it 1,000 feet away and being able to see it and stuff and everything, not being involved in it.
If my wife has a boyfriend, you guys better tell me.
We'll tell you.
She's like, listen, I've actually been seeing Pete for about 6 years behind your back. And I'm gonna go live with him now because his pool is way nicer than this one.
It's got fire.
Yeah, I would go. Pete, really? Pete.
He looks like you. You guys like the same things.
He has a type.
Yeah.
You don't look like me.
You have Pete features.
I have Pete face.
Not Pete face, but Pete-like features, or Pete has Mike-like features.
You don't not look like me.
I got a couple of texts coming through.
Oh, okay.
Tony Burton, no briefcase.
No briefcase.
You already got enough money out of me.
He's asking you whether he gets a briefcase?
He says no briefcase.
If you ask, you don't get one.
Yeah.
Rude.
And then Moose texts me. He just wrote noted.
See, that's the right answer. He knows.
Oh, Moose. I'm just kidding.
An assistant state attorney for Hillsborough County was arrested on child pornography charges.
Yikes.
Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office confirmed the arrest of Assistant State Attorney William Andrew Jones. The charges originated from Pinellas County. Pinellas County Sheriff's Office said detectives began investigating Jones on July 30th, 2024, when they received a tip about child sexual abuse material being accessed and shared online.
Who is doing that? Like, who is not... I mean, especially somebody who's an attorney and somebody who works for the government, has a government where people have access to your computer.
You think you're above it and you can't be caught. You think,
But who is dumb enough to do that?
But it's also like Louis C.K.'s bit. It must be great. They must love it. Jones, who is 32, was identified as the suspect. The files depicted girls between the ages of 6 and 10.
6?
Yeah, Jones was interviewed by detectives on Wednesday and confessed to viewing and sending the files. That's according to the PCSO. He was arrested in Hillsborough County on a warrant and charged with 3 counts of possession of child pornography and 2 counts of transmission of material harmful to a minor.
Oh, can I tell you that? If that was my divorce, she would murder me on that.
Sure.
Oh yeah, she wouldn't care about the future. She wouldn't care about money. She would she would totally put me through the ringer on that.
Yeah.
I'm safe on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
In hockey, just when it looked like the Carolina Hurricanes were going to force a Game 6 after scoring a pair of first-period goals, the Florida Panthers scored the 3 in the second, and defending Stanley Cup champions, put an end to the discussion with captain Alexander Barkov set up Verhaeghe for the series-clinching goal in their 5-3 win last night in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So in the last 5 years now 6, a Florida team has been playing for the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
How about that?
But we don't know how to make ice down here.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Over in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder punched their NBA final ticket for the first time since 2012. In true Thunder fashion, they suffocated the Timberwolves offense to put the Minnesota to the point that Minnesota looked completely inept. The Timberwolves got a 124-94 the Thunder got 124-94 victory in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. So hockey tonight, it's Game 5 as the Oilers head to Dallas and look to close out that series. They lead 3-1.
I can't believe hockey's still going.
Yeah,
it goes forever.
And then the NBA, the Pacers lead that series 3-1 as they head to New York to take on the Knicks in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So if it goes how it's been going, the team that's leading 3-1, because everybody's been 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. Last night they closed out those series, so you would think. I mean, if it goes that way, Oilers close out, and then the Pacers close out as well.
Have you been on Hard Rock Bet at all?
At all?
Well, I mean, like in the past couple of days.
Yeah, the past couple hours. Yeah,
hours.
Yeah, I'm constantly on it.
Okay,
I live on that thing.
All right.
Yeah, but I would say I think the Oilers are going to close it out. I think it's going to be the Oilers taking on the Panthers, and that's going to be a great series. That's going to be unbelievable. And then the Pacers, I think, close it out. And so the Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I got to tell you, I think the Thunder take it. They just have a deeper bench, and they're just
so no Knicks.
Unbelievable. No, listen, it could be Knicks. I mean, they're down 3-1.
Right.
The odds of them coming back and doing that and stuff. But the Knicks, man, the thing about them is they would be down 20 points, and they were like, okay, yeah, no big deal. Down 20 points, like going into the fourth, and they're like, all right, and then come back and win. It was crazy, but I think it's a little too little, too late. 3-1 right now.
What about Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah.
and Pat McAfee?
Yeah.
I think back to the buzzer beater right at the end of the game. That would have made the series tied at that point.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
There's been some great games, man. Like even in hockey last night, Panthers were down 2-0 in the first period. And I think it's like 70% of the time, the team that scores the first goal winds up winning the game.
Yeah.
But for them to come back and do that, it's crazy.
I wish I was more of a dude when it comes to that stuff. I can't just watch random sports games. It has to be a team that I follow, or else I don't care anymore.
But if you put a bet on it.
Oh, yeah. That makes it way more interesting.
And the great thing about it, too, is you don't even have to bet on who wins or loses. You can bet on the over-under on the, all the different stuff. So, yeah.
I was winning some money when I was betting that players would get no hits in the first inning of baseball.
Yeah.
And I would put together 3 guys and they'd have no hits because there's not a lot of hits that happen in the first inning.
Yeah.
And I was winning a little bit of money that way. Of course, I watched the Fever last night without Caitlin Clark. They were horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Season average lows across the board. Got their ass. She's everything.
Yeah.
She's that entire franchise.
Yeah.
What, is she hurt?
Yeah, she's out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Not only did they have the worst game of the season so far, points were down, but also ticket sales plummeted like 70%. She's the big draw.
This is the time where all the other players shine. They should come out. I'm so good.
I was thinking that.
I will be the highlight. What's her name? Angel Reese?
Yeah.
I will be the highlight reel now with Caitlin Clark out for 2 weeks.
Well, they got to play Chicago coming up, and they were saying that ticket prices have decreased 78% since she was
she's out
and out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they went
let's
from
go
being
see
like
the Fever without Caitlin.
Tickets were for like $100. Now they're going for like $20.
Wow. I'm just still surprised that people are just still interested in the WNBA at all.
I love it.
Yeah, she is. What she has done for that sport is amazing.
Have you seen her State Farm commercial? From the logo?
Yeah, I think so.
She's sitting there and she's watching TV and her game's on, whatever, and it's Caitlin Clark from the logo, and she makes it, whatever, and she goes, I wish everything was that easy. And then the guy starts painting the State Farm or Allstate, whatever it is, the logo, and she's trying to open the pickle jar, and she steps back on that. She goes, it is easier.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So you got hockey tonight and NBA tonight, and then those series will go into the finals. We'll see what happens there. If you're driving into work right now and you're over in Clearwater, well, congratulations. Clearwater, Florida tops a list of the cities with the most scenic commutes.
Yeah. I mean,
pretty nice.
You know, if you're driving from Clearwater Beach over into downtown, yes. If you're driving from downtown to Tampa, you got to go through like Crack Alley down Gulf
but
to
this
Bay.
is Clearwater, so this is just over in Clearwater. Ocean City, Maryland came in second for it.
There were a lot of times where I'd be driving, I'd be living in Feather Sound and working in Ybor City. And at night, probably like 8 o'clock at night, I'd be driving over the bridge to Ybor City, and I'm like, "This is the most beautiful place to live." You're just going over the causeway. Yeah. It's nice. You got water on all sides. Yeah, it really is a beautiful place to live.
Sometimes when I go across like the like Courtney Campbell, I think that you see the jet skis out there. I'm like, this place kicks ass.
Yep.
It was funny when I was younger. I had a friend coming to visit, and I said, "You're going to go." They were coming from Louisiana, and I said, "You're going to go and do this and blah blah blah." I said, and finally, whenever you get, you're going to see this bridge, and you're going to see off to the sides, and it's gorgeous in boats. Crab Island, you've been up there. I go, it's absolutely gorgeous. The water is like green, blue, and all this stuff. I go, you'll know that's where you're getting into Destin. And she's like, okay, yeah, makes sense, whatever. And then she goes, by the way, do you know that there's like 15 bridges that are exactly it's like the nicest, you know? And I go, oh, yeah, I guess so. That's
I've
true.
been watching some things online about Destin.
Yeah.
And the fights over which part of the beach is public and which part of the private.
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
that's a lot of fighting going on over there.
Those are some nice beaches, man. They always win. They're always in the top of the best beaches in the world.
Like the public is only allowed to the water line, but the water line changes.
Public's only allowed to the water line. The establishments there are allowed to put their chairs out there.
Yeah.
They establish the property lines by putting their chairs out there. It's pretty weird. Beach is a beach. Should be able to just go there.
It should be public.
It should be public. Yeah.
Yeah, but then if you are a multimillionaire that owns a house there and you want these scumbags coming out and walking on the beach that you paid for.
But you can't buy the beach.
No, you can't buy the beach, but you can buy the property right by the beach. And then you have, Eddie and his crew hanging out there having a bonfire. And you're like, come on, you
Which I say
scumbag.
is not a big deal. Big deal, let them be there. But every time I go to the beach, there's always some dirtbag 2 seats away from me smoking cigarettes, blowing the smoke right over.
Yeah.
Or their music, they just can't keep their music at a level that it stays within their people.
I saw a thing the other day where a lady came over and was yelling at these people that were eating sandwiches on the beach.
I saw that.
Why?
He goes, okay, call the police, because I guess that's part of the thing. You're not supposed to eat on the beach or something in that specific area or whatever. I don't know whether that's even but she was saying it was.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he goes, okay, call the police for me eating a chicken salad sandwich and see what happens.
You know, one of the first things I did when I was back at the Power Pig was we did a broadcast from Bel Air Beach drinking coffee because they arrested somebody for drinking coffee on the beach. So the next day we went down there and we served coffee from the beach. We were such shock jocks.
Yeah. Crazy.
Rebels.
Yep. But it was so dumb. We just sat out there drinking coffee, doing another big crowd of people came. Nothing happened. Nobody got arrested.
I have a hot or not for you guys.
Oh, good.
And it is somewhat local. It's Sanford, Florida. Sanford Airport Police arrested a woman outside an airport gate after they say she repeatedly hit a child while on the plane. The arrest report all started with the child calling Christy Crampton, who is 46 years old, fat and Miss Piggy. Witnesses described the behavior as abusive rather than corrective. Crampton admitted to hitting the child after taking away his phone due to ongoing misbehavior. She was arrested upon landing and released the following day on a $10,000 bond. The relationship between Crampton and the boy has not been disclosed. She's not his mother, but there's somewhere they're involved because they were traveling together or whatever. But yeah, so the little kid's, and it doesn't say the age, whatever, but the kid was calling her fat Miss Piggy and stuff and saying that she wouldn't be able to fit in the chair.
That kid deserves a beating.
Yeah. Well, he got one.
Truth hurts.
He got one. Christy Crampton, she is 46 years old, Sanford, Florida, and she's being called fat Miss Piggy. Now, I don't normally weigh in on this stuff and give you extra things, whatever, but just remember, kids will call people fat that aren't fat, but they could be calling them fat because they are fat. Just letting you go with that. Mike Calta, hot or not?
My daughter calls me fat all the time.
Well,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I find kids to be very observant.
Okay.
Very honest.
Very honest. And also, I read this story. I did not see the woman, but I did read the story. And I feel like a kid calling an adult fat is not a big deal because adults are just bigger. But Miss Piggy, that dials it in. Not hot.
By the way, how does this kid get the Miss Piggy reference?
Oh,
Muppets still
Muppets
popular?
are very popular.
Yeah, they're still out there a bit.
All right. So you say not hot?
Not hot.
All right, Gio?
Crampton.
Excuse me. I say not hot.
Crampton, 46. I think she's a slob.
Crampton.
She looks 66 in this picture.
All right.
She is not hot.
Okay. Carmen, what do you think?
Kids say the darnest thing, but they usually say the truth. I'm going to say not hot.
Okay, so everybody is going not hot for Crampton, a.k.a. Miss Piggy. Joe has the picture. I have the picture on your phone there.
Yep.
Not
No.
not as bad as you thought.
If you took Miss Piggy out of the deal,
Yeah.
Yeah, not as bad as I was thinking, but definitely not hot.
she just does not have a pig nose.
A little bit.
I'd bang her.
Well, I mean, come on.
What?
That's
I have
not
good taste.
saying a lot.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to go. That's not hot.
Was she crying or is she drunk?
It looks like she was probably crying.
Yeah.
She was
She just got thrown in jail in Sanford.
for hitting a kid.
Bloodshot eyes.
After getting insulted, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hurtful.
We were talking about it earlier with the, Bezos with the prenup and this and that, and then how a marriage would end and everything. Be careful out there. Listen, first off, you shouldn't be out there cheating and doing stuff. But if you are, it's certainly getting harder to do. It's harder to cheat on someone with technology these days. One woman reportedly caught her husband cheating after noticing suspicious data from his electric toothbrush. So you can have, with the electric toothbrush, you can have an app on your phone that will monitor it for your kids. Did you brush your teeth? It doesn't really see you only did it for 5 seconds. That's not, you're not even brushing, blah, 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 this and that. She was checking her phone for the electric toothbrush and started seeing activity when her husband was supposed to be at work.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and she followed it, and whatever it turns out, he was banging somebody at the house.
Well, remember the one dude got busted because his Apple Watch was on.
Apple Watch. Another guy got busted through the Burger King app. Yeah.
Like his heart rate was going up at the same time every
Yeah.
day, and he was like banging his secretary.
How do you not just say you're rubbing one out?
I mean, well, I'm sure she investigated at that point.
Right,
And,
yeah, whether she set up a camera or who knows what.
You
whatever,
could
but
say that, but I'm sure once you start investigating, digging
Also,
around.
also, you know how I like to go home and pleasure myself in the middle of the day and then brush my teeth and then go back to work. You know that's my thing.
Do you have what's the app that they have with the kids?
The Life 360?
Yeah, do you have that?
Yes.
On your phone?
Yes.
So they can track you?
Yes.
Oh, get out of here with that. I'm not doing that.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, what are you hiding?
That's my kids. I trust my kids.
I don't. I don't want my kids to know where I am at all time. When I roll up into a strip
I mean,
club,
you're always here.
They're
pretty
like,
much.
Gio's kids are like, Daddy's at Wendy's again.
Yeah. they say that all the time. Like, oh, you went here without us, huh? Like,
Yeah. See, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want. I feel like that's such an invasion of privacy for everybody.
No, it's my
But
kids.
you do it to them?
No, I don't. My wife has it. My wife has it on the phone, and every time the thing goes, somebody leaves, she goes, Joey left. Joey's home. Okay, Joey's 18. I don't care what he's doing. I don't need to know.
Yeah.
Juliana, though, the one I care about more, that I need to know where she's at all times. But I'm not enough to put that thing on my phone.
So when she starts driving, you're not going to put that on your phone?
No, Amanda has it. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Just AirTag her.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Give her
just
some AirTag earrings or something.
put an AirTag in their car, maybe, so that I always know where the car is. But I don't know. Amanda's had great success with the Life 360. Before we had that,
It's great.
Before we had that, though, Joey we dropped him off at a friend's, or he went to a friend's house with some other friends. He was probably like 15. And I didn't know, he was not responding. He was not answering his phone. And turns out that the father took the kids out on a lake on a boat, and he made them all leave their phones because every time he went out, one of the kids dropped their phone in the water, so he made them all leave their phones there. So the only way I had to track him was he had posted a picture on Snapchat of where they were, and I was able to go find the location and go drive over there. I was nervous. I got there, and I was like, what's going on?
If you had the 360, just pull right up.
Well, that was before 360.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then no, I don't. I'm out on the 3. That was He came home that day and go. Today is the day you're getting Life 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I can tell that whether they're speeding in their cars and stuff. I like all that.
Yeah. I don't really want to know. It gives me a heart. It gives me.
Yeah, and also
nervous.
it'll tell me if they use their phones while they're driving, which do not use your phone while you're driving.
Yeah.
When my son was younger, I don't know if they had the Life 360 thing, but he would always be using his phone. Like I would be like, well, it's not noise, whatever. And like 1:00 in the morning, go to his room and he's on his phone on a school night and stuff. So I had a thing that was an app that would shut his phone down.
Yeah.
9:00,
I had that
shut
too.
down, and then it would come back on at like 7 in the morning.
Can you imagine if your parents did that to you?
Yeah, but I mean, you're a kid, and you get the privilege of having a phone. But you're not supposed to be using it after 9:00. You're supposed to be in bed or whatever it is.
You gotta sneak it in your bed. You're looking porn. You talk to girl.
He got me with the Xbox. He would be playing the Xbox and thing.
Yeah.
And so then I had to go in there and do a setting thing where it would turn it off, and I had to put the code in for it to be able to turn back on. He worked around it. And it was so much to the point.
Is that worse? Does that make it worse that he went around you?
No, I mean that. Like I get it. He's trying to do whatever he can do. It got to the point where I go, all right, I don't know how to stop it. I'm just taking the power cord.
Yeah.
So I just took the cord and he couldn't use it.
When my son was when he was in school, he was having horrible grades, and he was playing games on his phone all day in school. So I got the app that shut down all the games between school time, and he had no games anymore.
Oh.
Guess what? His grades went up.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
I feel like such a bad father. I let my son go to school late one day because they put a new map out on Fortnite.
Oh yeah, my son
map.
was late all the time, and he would end up getting like school suspension. And it's so stupid that he would be like 2 minutes late because he got stuck at the light to the high school. But if you skip the whole period, then you can just get a tardy pass, and you're not
Go to the
like
next period,
yeah.
So I used to tell him like, just if you're late 2 minutes, just don't show up.
Oh, you gave him the pass.
Yeah.
My son would be late to school all the time because of my wife. My wife is late all the time. And I go, I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can't just leave 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
I go, it's the same thing every day. Leave 10 minutes earlier. I go, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, you say that, but for us lazy people, it's
for people who have that. You're always late. My wife is always late. There's just certain people. I'm always early.
To me, being late is one of the worst things you can do. In any situation, it's a bad look.
You have to admit, I've been pretty good lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I told you, turn over a new leaf.
But also, your lateness doesn't really affect me.
Right. Like
You
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
late here.
Yeah, but also it's like there's been times for Pitbull toddler gigs where I'm always there early. But there'll be times like instead of super early, instead of being there 45 minutes early, I'm there a half hour early, and I'm like, I know that this is the time that Mike and Pete will be there before me. Like the one time because I'm only a half hour early, and you
Don't
still
worry,
aren't.
that'll never
still
happen.
aren't.
Yeah. This is what I do before the show. I call Tom and I go, Tom, how is it? And he goes, it's pretty dead, boss. It's pretty early. And I'm like, okay. And I'll wait. And then if I call him, I go, Tom, how is it? He goes, pretty packed. I go, okay. See you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
That's when.
Yeah, but also I like to warm up and move around and do stuff because I gotta, do all that.
Pete and I are just doing vocal exercises in the hotel room.
This is a pretty interesting fact. A study shows that if you could only die in sudden accidents and not from disease or old age, the average person would live to be how old do you think? So if you only died in a sudden accident, not from disease or cancer or any of that stuff, or from being old, you turn 99 or whatever. If you only died in a sudden accident, the average person would live to be how many years old do you think?
I mean, it's not very common that you're in a accident that kills you. Yeah. I don't know. 120.
120.
200 years old.
200 years old.
89.
89 years old. Carmen?
150.
A study shows that if you could only die in a sudden accident, not from disease or old age, the average person would live to be about 8,938 years old.
All right.
All right.
But think about that. If you live long enough, you're going to get cancer 99.9% of the time.
Okay.
Like cancer is going to happen.
Your health is going to deteriorate at some
There's
point.
going to be some sort of, or other disease, whatever. But for the most part, they say if you live long enough, you're eventually going to get cancer. Like it's going to happen, whatever. But also, if you just live long enough, you're old and you die and everything. So yeah, if you'd only die in a sudden accident, instead of that, people would live, the average person would live 8,938 years old.
Solid. I would take that.
That's wild.
I don't have any like there are people that are like, yeah, it's just my time. When it's my time, it's my time. I'm like, it's never my time.
No.
I'm ready to go. I got things I got to do.
Keep my brain in a jar.
Yeah. Hook me up to. I would tell my wife, put my nipples in a car battery and keep me alive.
Yeah. They say by the time you're 50 years old, you've already lived like 67% of your life.
Why are you bringing us down all the time with those stats?
Just numbers.
Some people it's even younger.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
This is the part of the show where I make you hungry. Arby's is started testing.
Nope.
No, listen. This sounds pretty good. Arby's started testing steak nuggets in select markets. So like chicken nuggets, but have steak inside with the little breading on the outside and a little dipping sauce.
They closed the Arby's by my house.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Arby's near my house may have closed too.
Just in the last couple months.
I saw an ad on this TV just this morning, for Beef O'Brady's, and the food looked so good. And I know that it's, I mean, from experience,
Beef O'Brady's.
but it's also Beef O'Brady's closed a bunch. Like, where's a Beef O'Brady's anymore?
I'm not going to Arby's. I can't remember the last time I went to Arby's. I actually do remember the last time I went to Arby's. It was in Newport Richey when I was living there, and they had like a 99-cent roast beef sandwich or something.
Well, they have
afford.
that weird rubber roast beef, whatever.
Yeah.
But for a while, remember they did we got the meats and stuff, and their burgers were actually decent, and their fries are fantastic. But
I've just had nothing to bring me to Arby's.
I mean, I don't even know where you rank Arby's. You know, obviously McDonald's, Burger King.
Yeah.
You know, then you're throwing in Sonic or Checkers or whatever those different ones. Arby's.
Arby's is not in my realm.
Yeah. Also, you don't really see Arby's too much.
Yeah, they closed one by me, and anytime I went there, it looked like I'd been the first person to go there that day.
Yeah, like you can pull up to the drive-thru and they go, huh?
There's nobody in line. I pull right up. There's like one guy in there working, and they looked shocked that I was there.
Yeah,
I haven't gone. In case Robert Kelly's listening, I haven't gone, but I would go to Taco Bell every day.
I was just about to say Taco Bell has to be like one of the top ones, man.
It's the best.
I mean, obviously not burgers and stuff and everything, but Taco Bell.
I don't even care what I got. Just wrap it in a soft burrito and let me go. I don't even know what's inside it. I'm fine with whatever it is.
Can I tell you how old I am?
Yeah,
I'm the oldest weirdo in the world, man. I went to Taco Bell, and this was probably about a month ago. Chicken enchilada burrito, which they added to the menu, a while back, and I go, these are too good. They're going to take them away.
Now, what is the difference between a chicken enchilada burrito and a chicken burrito?
The sauce.
Okay.
I'm
good with either one. I don't even care which one it is. Just give it to me.
Got the chicken, and it has rice, and it has like the red sauce in there, and then sour cream and cheese and stuff. Oh. Pretty good, yeah. So that's my thing. I like those. Those are really good. And I went and I got 2 of them, and they were made much like Gio's shorts, with so much love. Like they were so consistent, both of them, and they were wrapped perfectly, and there wasn't anything on the outside and everything. I called the store. I couldn't stop myself.
You're like that commercial where you're teaching me you're turning into your parents.
I could not stop myself. I go, what are you doing, you lunatic? Why are you calling the store? I called the store, asked for the manager, and told her, I said, I don't know who's making this stuff right now, but they deserve a raise. I said, I've had these before in so many different. I go, these are the best one. I go, like, I don't know if they're doing culinary classes or what, but like these were clearly made by somebody who cares about what they're doing.
Wouldn't it be great if they were like, turns out we were filming Gordon Ramsay was here.
Yeah.
Today.
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know. Or they could have said, yeah, we got a new robot that makes them, or whatever. But yeah.
You called Taco Bell to tell them that they make good burritos.
Listen, people complain all the time. You got to give compliments. So I complimented. I said it was great, whatever. And she said, okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
You were that guy on the commercial that goes 9411. That's the bathroom code in case you have to go.
Rod.
Yeah.
Look at this hot rod. I couldn't believe it.
That's so funny.
Another thing that is going to make you hungry, Mars is releasing a new Twix flavor.
Okay.
Snickerdoodle.
I'm fine with the old Twix.
Listen, the original Twix is fantastic.
Right.
But, I'll try it. Try out a little Snickerdoodle.
Okay. I do like a Snickerdoodle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, not too bad. 3'4" actor Ed Gale passed away at the age of 61. You know Ed from the actual first Marvel movie, Howard the Duck. He played Howard the Duck. He also played Chucky in Child's Play.
I saw that.
And appeared in more than 130 movies and TV shows.
I didn't know Chucky was an actual person.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had somebody in there.
I think the early one, the first original one they did.
I saw that one in the theater because I was working at the movie theater at the time when that came out, and it was the dumbest thing I ever saw, but it was still scary.
Oh yeah.
And so, what is that? The average lifespan or a midget? 61.
I don't know whether it's average or not.
How tall?
3 foot 4.
3'4".
3 foot 4. That's rough, man.
How tall's Monica?
6'1". She's
3'5"?
like no,
4'8".
she's 4 or something.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, 4'8".
Wow.
This guy's 3'4". I used to be friends with a guy named 4 Foot Fred. I think he died. And
Dizzy's like 4'5".
Yeah.
Wasn't
4'4"?
4 Foot Fred on that documentary about that little girl that they didn't know how old she was?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Has he died since then? I guess.
I think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Natalia.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I thought 4 Foot Fred died. And who else? Joe C.
Yeah.
I met Joe C. He's dead. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he died. And he was not a midget though.
Who?
Joe C.
Really?
Yeah, Joe C. had something with his pituitary gland or something like that. He was an actual midget. He was just small because he stopped growing because of whatever it was.
Kid Rock had Ball with the Ball out, and record companies would bring him around to do press. And they came to us and they were like, "Do you want to talk to this guy? He used to be a rapper and now he does rock stuff and he dates a porn star." And we were all like, "All right, yeah, if he's dating a porn star, bring him in." So we brought him in and we loved him. He was great and we got to meet him. And then he played livestock that year and we were up on the side stage for it and we had no idea that Joe C was involved. And when that little midget came out, I was like, "This is the greatest thing I ever saw."
By the way, Fred would love to give you some love for giving him a two extra feet. 2 Foot Fred. 2 Foot Fred.
Is it 2 Foot Fred?
It is 2 Foot
I thought
Fred.
it was 4 Foot Fred.
4 Foot Fred, I think, is a different thing. I don't know what that is, but it's 2 Foot Fred is Fred Gill, who is the ambassador of attractions for Big and Rich.
Yeah, that was 2 Foot
and still alive, 50 years old.
Some of the midgets live long. Like what's Kenny Baker, who was R2D2.
Yeah.
He lived into like his 80s.
Yeah.
2 Foot Fred.
2 Foot Fred.
4 Foot Fred.
Yeah, you doubled his.
What was the other guy's name? The black dude. Oh man, Big and Rich had 2 Foot Fred. And
I know. Troy.
Cowboy Troy.
Yeah.
2 Foot Fred, Cowboy Troy.
I'm looking up. So, what was the deal with Joe C? What his thing was? He died in his sleep.
Midget Titus.
No, but I think it was midget. It was he had complications from celiac disease. But why was he little? Early life, yeah. So
probably
since childhood,
cigarettes.
he had been treated for celiac disease, a chronic autoimmune disorder that limited his height to 3'9".
Oh wow,
3'9" with a, what?
Oh yeah, I remember.
2 foot.
Yeah,
we know. And ELF Beauty has acquired Hailey Bieber's Rhode skincare brand for, I don't know, what are we going to make an offer? $1 billion.
Jeez.
I mean, that's a new thing now. Everybody just got $1 billion.
How about that? $1 billion. Hailey will now work for both companies.
If I get $1 billion, Moose gets a briefcase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You need to start a makeup line.
That seems to be the way to go.
Really is.
Carmen, does Justin hate Hailey Bieber? Because I saw like a compilation video of him just slamming doors on her and like.
Yeah, but again, it seemed like everyone's trying to make it out like they have a terrible marriage and they don't get along. You know what I mean? So they just comprise a video of all the terrible situations that happen out and about, but they leave out. But then they also have one that makes it seem like they're madly in love.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I just saw him slamming doors on her and like getting out of the car and running and leaving her, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
By the way, they're on the red carpet and he walks away from her and stuff.
By the way, now she's got $1 billion.
Yeah,
yeah,
I like that. I like that.
And he was hurting for cash.
Didn't they just have a baby? They have a kid?
Yeah, like a couple months ago.
Nobody ever sees a kid with them though.
I feel bad for Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I just feel like he can't win. Like he's never looks happy.
For a while there, it was funny because he came out and he was very popular and all this stuff, and then he's peeing in the bucket at the nightclub and he's racing around and doing all this stuff. And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, but he's also like 15 or 16 years old and he
Right.
has millions and millions of dollars. We all would have done the dumbest stuff.
Yeah.
We did dumb stuff without millions and millions of dollars. And then I saw him talking to one of the paparazzi guys and he's like, what are you doing, man? He goes, I know what you're doing. You're trying to get me mad and stuff. He goes, you're better than this. Get a real job and do this. And the guy was like, I'm sorry, And he seemed like a totally normal, cool guy. But you got to think that much of being in the spotlight all the time, everything all the time has got to drive you crazy.
Also, don't live in LA then.
But it's
don't live in
also-
New York where you're going to be.
You have to though.
Every time you go walk outside, go get coffee, you're going to get mobbed by the paparazzi.
Yeah, but it's also that's the life. I mean,
Yeah.
you could easily stop. You have
Retire.
millions and millions of dollars. You could buy an island.
Yeah.
I always wonder what happens if I walk out of my apartment building and the paparazzi's all there, and I go, "Hey guys, we're going to Starbucks. Let's take a walk." And we just walk together. Like, you
Some
just
do that.
address them.
But again, that's cool for the first week, and now put in you just had a fight with your
Yeah.
wife,
Yeah, exactly.
and they're in your face, and they're like, "So, how's your wife doing?"
Yeah.
And you're
Heard
just
she had a boyfriend for the last 2 years.
Hey, wait a second.
Mike, is it true that's your best friend Pete?
Now you guys got me worried that my wife's dating Pete on the side. I think she.
What are your thoughts on that? Can you tell us about it?
Ask her what she thinks of Pete face.
No, she does not like it.
Oh, there you go.
I
Or she's lying.
I do not see them as a couple. Although I believe they have kissed one time,
Oh,
like as a joke.
yeah,
Not
just
very
a
oh,
joke.
haha,
Joke's on
funny.
you, pal.
Oh, man.
My wife was drunk and she was trying to get my attention. This was at my 40th birthday at the Hard Rock, and I was talking to somebody else, and she's like, "If you don't come and take me upstairs, I'm just going to make out with Pete." And I go, "Go ahead, good luck with that." And then I think she kissed Pete, not passionately, but
And
gross.
that's where our love began.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been going on for 13 years.
So now I get to kiss one of Pete's girlfriends. I'm just waiting for the right one.
Yeah.
He's got a whole stable of Pete
Yeah.
faces in the way,
You can
waiting in
have
the
any
wings.
of those.
No, thank
Kiss
you.
old Sweet Tooth.
Fanny
Sweet tooth, mustache face.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, especially Steelers fans, are wondering what's happening with Aaron Rodgers and what's going on with the quarterback situation. Well, legendary quarterback, the original TB12, Terry Bradshaw, doesn't want to see Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers. He said, quote, "That guy needs to stay in California, go somewhere and chew on bark and whisper to the gods out there."
That's a great line.
Oh, that's so good. Chew on bark.
I mean, as a Steelers fan, are you getting annoyed by all this?
It's crazy.
I
Well,
would
what
be
is the
pissed.
deal? What is the deal?
We still don't have him. So we have Mason Rudolph.
Right.
And we got Will Howard in the
But
draft.
what is Aaron Rodgers doing? Like, why? I mean, so I would assume
Supposedly-
that's not happening.
Supposedly, well, here's the thing, though. Supposedly, there's a lot of stuff in his life right now with friends and family members who have problems or something. So
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. But also, he was asked if he would play for the New Orleans Saints. He said no. He is going to play, he says. And then they asked him about coming to the Bears or doing something with the Bears. And he said no. But I believe that
I'll be in that town
I'll be in
on that date or
town.
something. Yeah.
and the Steelers are playing in Chicago.
So he's just like playing all these games of like whether you could be on the team or not. But screw you, man.
So I don't know whether he and Tomlin had a conversation and they're like, yeah, it's a deal. It's a done deal, but we're just not letting anybody know or what. But it's really starting to make the organization look bad.
if you're gonna be the guy going into next year, then you should be at OTAs to get started, things going and stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Not at OTAs. The rest of the team's out there doing all this stuff. You're not there. You're supposed to be a leader as a quarterback. That's going to make
You've
people.
never played there before.
Yeah, that's going to make people not like you.
Like-
Like players not like you. And
You're just setting up to be just a complete disaster and a distraction.
So what would you rather have, Mason Rudolph or a late Aaron Rodgers?
I'd rather have Will Howard.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the rookie.
Rookie.
He's a rookie that's coming in that's good.
Right.
He's 6'2", like 235, can throw the ball like crazy, won state championship. I mean, he's good, and who knows whether he'll make it in the NFL, how he'll do. But I'd rather have somebody. Mason Rudolph is a good backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He's never going to be the guy, and I don't know why we keep on trying to make him the guy. We let him go. He went to the Titans, I think. Now came back. Now this, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Hey, listen, Mason Rudolph's nice guy and good for him. And, the guy wants to be a starter and stuff, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But all this goes away if Aaron Rodgers comes to the Steelers and we win the first 4 games and he's
nobody cares.
Then they're like, yeah, Rodgers.
'Cause, I mean, training camps start like end of July,
Yeah.
so we're not that far off from the season starting. So it's like, what do you quit jerking me around? Like either,
I was going to make a bold claim that the Steelers would sign Aaron Rodgers this week. That was 3 months ago. I was going to make that bold claim. I think I was going to make that bold claim actually last week again, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So he's out there chewing bark, according to Terry Bradshaw. I'd rather have Terry Bradshaw out there. Get him out there. How about this? Remember we were talking about Smokey Robinson? His maids and stuff were accusing him of rape and all this different stuff. Smokey Robinson is suing his rape accusers for defamation and elder abuse.
Yeah, I think that's good. I feel like, I don't know Smokey Robinson, but I feel like those are ridiculous allegations that his wife was involved or didn't do anything to stop it. And he's like, that's crazy. So the only way to counter that is to countersue.
Yeah. It's going to be a sad Chanukah in his house.
Definitely is. Chanukah.
Metallica's Black album, already the best-selling metal album of all time, has surpassed 20 million copies sold.
Wow, good for them.
Yeah. Metallica's going to be here next week.
Is that what it is next week already? Holy cow. JP will be here, and JP will be doing a liquid lunch at Hooters that day on Friday, June 6th, right?
Yeah.
He'll be out there, and he'll have tickets to give away to that show, not to Medicine Man.
No.
But you can win them if you want to go down there. That lady called in from Pennsylvania. She can go down there and win them.
Yeah. Go out there and see him for the liquid lunch. He's going to have tickets for the show that night, the Friday night show, which is Metallica with Limp Bizkit and Ice Nine Kills for Friday. And then Sunday, it's with Pantera and Suicidal.
Now, are you going to that, Gio? You going to go see Limp Bizkit?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't have a ticket yet, so I'll find out.
Go see JP.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
Is that what you need the $1,000 for?
For a pit ticket? Yeah.
I will be at both shows. And it's funny because I looked at my tickets the other day and I only had 2 tickets. And I go, why do I only have 2 tickets? And I freaked out because it's on my app and it's digital and stuff. Yeah. But it says for both shows.
Who are you going?
Oh, okay. My wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your concert buddy.
She actually is a fan of Limp Bizkit.
Hell yeah.
She is a fan.
I believe that.
I'm not surprised.
She's also a fan of Pantera and Suicidal, but
it's a great lineup.
Not so much Metallica. I love Metallica. I love Suicidal. I love Pantera. Limp Bizkit, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll see them. And the Ice Nine Kills, I don't care for.
But I'm not going to any of them.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Really? Probably one of your last opportunities to see Metallica.
Nah, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, I mean, they're getting old.
Yeah, but they got years left of touring.
I don't know.
They're in their early 60s, late 50s.
No,
That's
early
fine.
60s.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
James is 61. Yeah.
I've seen them enough times. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I won't be totally upset if I don't see Metallica.
Yeah,
I've seen them like 5-6 times.
Met them.
Yeah.
I've got
awesome.
I don't need to do it again.
Always great.
Yeah, always great.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with them. It's just that I don't think they want to see me either.
Oh,
which is good.
Have you guys heard of this?
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Presented to you by Farrah and Farrah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarrahandFarrah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
cake. Cake. This hour's keyword is cake. CAKE. Head over to the 1025 The Bone app now and enter the word cake before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 Bone Bonus could be yours. Sorry, Gio. You're ineligible.
I know.
Ineligible.
I love cake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't?
What's your number one? What's your number one cake? What are you doing? You doing the white cake with chocolate? You doing chocolate with white?
Fan. I'm a white fan.
You doing a little mousse?
A little cannoli cake.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about cheesecake?
Love cheesecake.
That's not a cake.
Yes, it is.
What?
It's got cake in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a cake.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Not a cake. I don't count it. That's more of a pie. Cheesecake is more of a pie.
That's not true.
You were talking about being over at Frankie's Chop House.
Yep.
And I know you didn't try it, but you should try it. They have a limoncello wedding cake, I think it is, or something, whatever. And by the way, they bring you like half the cake.
Yeah.
It was so good. I wanted to punch everybody in the face. It was so good. It was ridiculous. Finally, in news, I know you're not watching a lot of baseball, but you probably know some of the different mascots and stuff. Do you think any of the baseball mascots are sexy?
Wait, like furry sexy?
I think they're specifically designed to not be sexy. I think they're designed to be sexless.
Well, BetUS ranked the 15 hottest MLB mascots. I have the top 10 here for you. It's based on the mascot's personality, search interest, social media following, and physical proportions, called the golden ratio. So I have the top 10 here.
Of the mascots.
Of the mascots.
Are they all dudes?
What is the one that is really fast? The one that runs?
Oh, yeah. The Lightning. Yeah. Who always is racing people
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
I thought maybe that one because it was sexy because it had a fast body.
I don't even know if that's a mascot or if that's just a thing that they do.
Oh,
Is
there's
it
the
this is just baseball?
Yeah. This is for baseball.
this Philly Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic comes into number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah. Philly
I was going to
Fanatic.
say, if I was going to throw it to one of the mascots, it'd be that guy.
Sexy.
Yeah.
DJ Kitty.
DJ Kitty, not a mascot.
DJ Kitty, not a mascot. Raymond is a mascot. Comes in at number 8 for the Tampa Bay Rays.
What? Who would bang Raymond?
I don't know who's banging.
The Philly Fanatic.
Yeah, maybe.
It looks like they may have banged before.
What's the Mets with the big baseball head?
Mr. Met.
Baseball.
Mr. Met.
Mr. Met.
Mr. Met comes in at number 7.
Great ass.
You know what they?
I love his stitches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know the other mascots.
The Tigers. The tiger for Detroit. He's
Oh,
pretty
roar.
sexy.
Carmen, you thought about him when you
What's
were a
up?
kid?
Yeah.
He's not in the top 10.
Oh.
What?
So-
BS.
Oriole Bird from the Baltimore Orioles comes in number 10. Orbit.
Is that what they call Oriole Bird?
Yeah, Orbit of the Houston Astros comes in 9. Raymond from the Tampa Bay Rays was number 8. Number 7 is Mr. Met because Gio says he has a great ass. Number 6 is Billy the Marlin from the Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
Number 5, surprised you didn't go this one, Mrs. Met.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe that's the one that you thought.
Not great.
No?
No, not
Not
a
as
fan.
solid as Mr. Met.
Hell no.
Number 4 is Rosie Red from the Cincinnati Reds. Number 3 is Clark the Cub from Chicago Cubs. Mike, you
That's
got
like pedophile. It's a baby bear.
Cub, yeah.
It's a Cub, yeah. Mike, you got number 2, Philly Fanatic of the Philadelphia Phillies. Number 1,
The sexiest mascot.
sexiest mascot according to US Bet. The top 10. Number 1 is D. Baxter.
From the Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I had to look it up and
we
see.
call him D-bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it almost looks like a cougar.
I don't know.
Like it's weird. It's a bobcat. D. Baxter the bobcat.
I mean, wouldn't a Diamondback be a rattlesnake?
You would think,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
Yankees,
would be sexy.
Yankees no mascot, right?
Yankees, no mascot. No mascot, no names on their shirts.
For a while, no beards,
No beards, yeah.
but now they can't
Now
have
they
beards. I
can,
think,
yeah.
yeah.
I think now they can.
I got to tell you, a lot of baseball players have some weird ass mustaches.
Sure, especially if you can't have the beard, but you're looking for something.
But
to
it's also
stand out.
weird because you're like a 23-year-old multimillionaire and you got this big fireman mustache. Like, what is going on? Well, there you go. Number 1, D. Baxter, the Bobcat from the Arizona Diamondbacks. All the ladies want him, and some of the guys do too. I
Yeah, oh,
guess.
yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you.
That is it for news.
Thank you, Galvin. All right. Hopefully, you've gone and put your Bone Bonus keyword in the app for your chance to win $1,000. That's happening right now. You have until 8:30 to do so. And then we got another opportunity coming up at 10 o'clock, noon, 2 and 5 today. We're going to take a quick break, and live from Texas, Cody Tucker will join us next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Right now, it's time for us to go live to Texas. Welcome our friend Cody Tucker to the show. Cody, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are y'all doing?
Cody, look what I have.
I can't. Oh my God.
Thicker than I had expected. This is Cody's book about history and pop culture. It's called And Now You Know, Mind-Blowing Stories from History and Pop Culture by our friend Cody Tucker, written in the same style. He delivers it on Instagram. Fantastic. Available on Amazon.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Very proud of that. I can't wait.
I know.
Can't wait to take a crap today.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually
that
something
happens.
to look forward to every day, but yeah.
I don't know, Cody. It's been pretty. I've been on a diet and it's been pretty bad. I'm going like every 3 days. So
What kind of diet or what? You eat nothing but cheese?
yeah, pretty much.
He
pretty
just,
much.
he
Yeah.
just eats corks.
Yeah.
Corks and bubble gum. Yeah.
Although I was telling these guys, I did have I had a weekend this weekend where I went away and I ate a little bad. I ate some fettuccine and a couple other things. When I came home, the damage I did to the toilet was,
Oh yeah.
like, I asked my wife to not even go anywhere near that side of the house. I said it would alter our marriage.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about.
Well, Cody would like your reference that you said.
Yeah. No joke, Cody. Okay, it was like that scene in the first Jurassic Park where there's a giant pile of poop. Like when I looked at the toilet, I had flushed 3 times in the process, and I thought I had cleared it out. But then I looked when I got up, I was like, "Oh my god, there it is! It was a mountain. It was a mountain of poop."
Tyrannosaurus Mike.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
There's
well-
really nothing that makes you feel more better as a man than to do something like that. You know,
Sex makes me feel pretty good too.
yeah. Maybe I'm just not doing it right, but I think the pooping actually feels a little better sometimes, which maybe is questionable on my part.
Yeah, you're a young man. As you get older, you'll feel your way through.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, we'll see.
Cody is on Instagram at the Cody Tucker Show. He's also on YouTube, and I have been checking you out. I watched your little bit of your podcast, you and your friend, the other guy, and you guys. I like that you talk a lot of wrestling. For some reason, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. Like I'll put it on every once in a while because somebody will hit me up and say, "Hey, Bert's in the crowd," or something's going on. So I'll watch a little bit of it, and I do get suckered back in. I do enjoy the storylines, and I do like watching Rhea Ripley. I believe she's super sexy. But I don't, for the most part, I'm not a big fan anymore like I used to be. I used to be a Psycho fan. Like I went to WrestleMania every year for like the last 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, I've been to Miami, to New Orleans, to New York. I've gone to them all. But now I'm like, it is. I think I just hit that wall where I outgrew it. But for the most part, but it's in my algorithm, man. It's all I get on videos is wrestling videos.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm not nearly as much of a fan of it now as I was, back in the day, or my day, But I still watch. I still love it. It's still fun.
Favorite wrestler of all time?
Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold. Oh, you're a Texas
Stone
guy.
Cold.
You're a
Of course.
Texas guy.
Yeah. There's no one even close.
Favorite female wrestler of all time?
Trish Stratus.
Oh yeah, Trish Stratus, Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trish Stratus was like, God.
Yeah.
I think my taste in women pretty much came from professional wrestling. I was like, yeah, this is the ideal ideal look
for sure. Yeah. All right, you can follow Cody Tucker on social media, and Cody does this. What do you have for us this week?
Okay, so when former Cowboys coach Jimmy Johnson was a player at the University of Arkansas, one of his teammates was future Cowboys owner Jerry Jones.
Oh, wow.
Did not know that.
I did not know that.
When Johnson started coaching at Louisiana Tech, the quarterback for the team at the time was Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just died.
Yeah.
So the person that Jimmy Johnson recruited to be the next quarterback was his future co-host, Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
How ancestral.
A lot of incest. Yeah. Yeah. That's, did not know any of that.
No.
Terry Bradshaw, who hates Aaron Rodgers, apparently.
Tells him to go chew bark.
Really?
Yeah. He is not happy about the Steelers dealing with Rodgers at all.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, how long does it take to decide if you want to be on a football team or not?
That's it.
I don't think he's deciding. I think he already decided, and he just doesn't want to tell you people.
That's possible.
I think he's toying with everybody because they're all just hanging on his everywhere. I think he's already made his decision. He's already got it in place.
That makes me hate you even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird, that's a weird complex to have.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think, though, you live your life for so long in the public eye, and after a while, you're like, now we play by my rules. I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Yeah,
he's only won one Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he's
been MVP a few times,
named up there with the elites.
All right. I mean, Kenny Pickett has also won one Super Bowl.
So it's Trent Dilfer.
That's true. Trent Dilfer's got one.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
All right. So everybody probably pretty familiar with J.P. Morgan. Obviously, like J.P. Morgan Banks at the time, back in the day, one of the richest people in the world, if not the richest. So when J.P. Morgan was in France celebrating his 74th birthday, he was scheduled to come back home to the U.S., but stayed in France because he was having so much fun banging his mistress, who was 40 years younger than him.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
The ship.
See, I told you it's better than pooping.
Huh?
I told you it's better than pooping.
Well, we don't know about this. I mean, he could have had some massive dumps. The ship that he was going to travel back to the U.S. on was the Titanic.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So
wow.
Adultery saved his life.
Yeah, good for
most
him.
people.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of adultery, how are things with the girlfriend?
Oh, pretty. What does that make?
I don't know. I just like
Jesus. I'm a committed man.
Are you really? I don't know. You don't let me in. I like to probe your life, and you don't let me in on it.
A lot of popularity coming from Rogan and the book.
Yeah. Now that you're famous.
Yeah. No. I mean, when there's a lack of options, adultery is actually pretty hard to avoid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I got you. So you're saying that with the newfound fame, there has not come like you don't get every once in a while a girl sliding your DMs on Instagram. Like, I really like what you do. I love smart guys.
Yeah, but then they tend to be like bot accounts. You fall for that kind of business one too many times. Fool me once sort of thing.
You know how many times a day I get a text on my phone from some girl who wants me to chat with her on Telegram?
Oh yeah. I get a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of the I just don't get that. You may be surprised to find out there's not a huge female audience for Joe Rogan's. Like it's mostly dudes. So I do get a lot of messages from dudes. Which, I guess is nice, but
that's something.
Been there, done that.
Not exactly what you were hoping for.
Yeah. It's maybe in my drinking days I would have. Who knows what would have happened.
Well, that's interesting. You might have gone Diddy style.
Oh well, sure.
We learned a lot about Cody Tucker on
I wouldn't have done it.
But. How long have you been with your girlfriend?
About a year.
Oh, so it's still relatively new.
Yeah.
And where do you meet her?
Online.
Oh yeah. So see, it has some advantages.
Yeah. Well, just through Instagram. So actually, yes, to answer your question, there has been one.
You took the first one that came in. You were like, I'm going to
go pretty much. I was like, it happened. So let's go.
All right. Well, congratulations again on the book. I hold it in my hand. The book is called And Now You Know by Cody Tucker. It is available at codytucker.com, and it is available on Amazon, which is where I got mine, which you get it and you order it. It's there in 2 days. So you have it in your house the next day and keep it in your bathroom when you're going to take a poop, or read it and tell your friends about the things you learned. And also follow Cody Tucker at The Cody Tucker Show on Instagram and YouTube. Cody, thank you, buddy. We'll check in with you next week.
Thanks, man.
All right, take it easy. There you go. Cody Tucker. I almost thought he was coming out of the closet a little bit towards the end there, where he was saying he would do some Diddy stuff, but then he quickly brought that back around.
Or that he had done some stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's just a joker. No, although I don't know. There's a tie-in with professional wrestling. You never know. Speaking of professional wrestling, Titus has a new TV show coming out. Do we know about this?
Yes.
What is that? The King's Court?
Yeah, we had talked about it a little bit.
That's what it's called?
Where there's like different athletes looking for love, right? Like it's him, a basketball player, a football player.
I have the picture here. I just don't know who any of the people are. He is by far the best looking guy on there.
King's Court is the name of it. Yeah, it's a new Bravo series.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it to support Titus.
That's Tyson Beckford.
A new dating series with the celebrity king, supermodel Tyson Beckford, NBA All-Star Carlos Boozer, WWE legend Thaddeus Titus O'Neal Bullard, searching for their queen among 21 smart, accomplished, and beautiful single ladies. So basically, it's Black Bachelor. It's Bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Bachelor, but one of them, but they get to hook up with famous guys. Famous kind of rich guys.
And is Holly Robinson like the
I think she's a
host?
Host.
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
She's beautiful.
Is she?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
You don't?
I'm going to look at her.
Holly Robinson?
Right.
Yeah, she's great.
No, I don't think she's beautiful.
Really?
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's pretty and all that, but she's not my type at all.
She's beautiful, and she's 60.
Oh, my God. If she's 60, she's gorgeous.
She's 60.
Holy cow. She's drinking baby's blood.
That changes things.
Well, I mean, like, I'm looking at her and I'm like, I don't know. She's not gorgeous, but you tell me she's 60. She's amazing. Yeah, I mean, that does not look like a 60-year-old woman whatsoever.
Yeah.
Holly
Robinson. Pete.
She's still married to him?
Yeah. Rodney Pete.
Interesting. All right, there you go.
No Pete face for her.
No Pete face. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got some stuff to give away. We'll play a little game, give you an opportunity to win some stuff for that lady from Pennsylvania. Now is the time to get through, lady. 800-771-1025. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 1025 The Bone. I want to go to Epic Universe. But I feel like if I don't go this weekend, then everybody's going to be out of school and it's going to be packed.
I've heard that the wait times are insane, like through the roof. Like people are waiting 4 or 5 hours to get on a ride.
But I just watched a video that said that it was wait times are 15 minutes.
So the first couple days, I guess they capped the amount of people they let in. And now it's kind of open season.
They should do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's funny to me, and I've said this before about how you and I get along very well, and we work together very well. You and I are very similar on paper, both from up north, both 53, both like a lot of same hair metal music, a bunch of different things. There's so many different things about us. You love babies. I hate babies.
I love babies.
I
smell them. I want to play with them.
I have zero interest of going to any of those parks and standing in lines and doing that stuff. Like,
I don't want to stand in line.
Well, I know you don't want to, but you know you're going to have to. Like, I skip that completely because there's no way I'm doing that.
I love theme parks.
I'm going to every concert I can. You want to stay home?
Yeah, I'm concerted out.
Yeah.
I usually go to. I usually get fast passes, so that I'm not waiting in line for anything. I'm going right on.
Even the fast passes, sometimes you're still in line.
I haven't had that experience. I mean, I'm sure it has, but I haven't. I also strategically go to these things when it's not the busiest time of the year. You know,
like the last time you went during spring break?
Yes. Yeah. There's certain times you're screwed either way.
Real strategic. Napoleon over here.
Yeah. Now he's going to summer when school's out.
Right. That's my problem is I'm thinking about that. Then I heard Drew talking about Discovery Cove the other day, and I've never been to Discovery Cove, and I thought maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll, because there have been plenty of times where I've been to SeaWorld where I wish I could just get in the water and Discovery Cove.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Aquatica is fantastic.
What's Aquatica?
Aquatica is the water park.
Yeah, you know how I am about
You're talking about getting
slides and rides. Yeah,
You're talking about getting the water. But the great thing about it is the entire thing. So it's got all these different things. It has all the different slides and rides and all that stuff. And then it has like private little cove areas that you can go back and you have your little cabana back there and stuff.
Yeah.
But then to get around the park, it has a big lazy river that's not that lazy that goes around the whole outside of the park. And you just jump in and you go down over there.
That's what I want, a lazy river.
I hate water parks so much.
Do you really?
My kids love it. They want to go one time. I hate it.
You hate it because what? You think it's gross and there's pee in the water?
It's gross, and I hate standing in line.
Look, let's be honest.
Wet
There's
and-
definitely pee in the water.
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely pee in the water.
But also there's, they use so much chlorine and so much stuff that,
Like you have to stand in line on a staircase with somebody's wet ass, right in your face for, like an hour to go down the slide.
What if it was Mr. Met's wet ass? Then you'd be there.
I say, and you're getting dripped on by the other people's water ass that's just running down the stairs and hitting you.
Well, do you
So
know why
gross.
I'm afraid to go is because the worst diarrhea I've ever had in my life
Jesus.
came after I went to the Universal one. What is that thing called? Volcano Bay.
Yeah, you
but
don't
I don't
know
know.
that.
I don't know if it was that or that Micah made me drink that kava.
Yeah.
One of those things really got my my bowels worked up.
Could have been both. He could have had a 1-2 punch.
That's
I
true.
also know a guy that went to the last time he went to Adventure Island, he got stuck on the slide and he just had to kind of scoot to get the water to build up the pressure.
That is
Fat
a
guy
legit
couldn't
worry.
get through?
Yeah.
Gee,
That was very surprising.
how'd you get through?
Eventually the water just built up enough behind me and pushed me down the chute. It was the worst.
And you say your kids are embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed. I'm like, I'm never doing
What
this
happened?
again.
You just hit a dry spot?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
You weren't properly lubed up before you went down there?
I was going and I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. I'm moving fast. And all of a sudden it just kind of slowed down. And I'm like, what is going on?
Are you worried that at any time somebody's just going to come wailing into you from behind?
100%. Right away, I thought of the episode of Always Sunny where they get stuck in the slide.
Now, anytime Gio goes to a water park, he has a thing of KY jelly in his pocket. It's not what you think.
I got off the slide. I told my wife, I'm never coming to the water park again. I'm like, this is the last time I'm doing any of this.
I can tell you, I've been to Aquatica, I think 3 times, and I had a blast every time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, maybe we'll go to Aquatica. You going shirtless?
No.
Yeah, that's why.
What's
I
your
think.
deal?
What, you going shirtless?
Oh, God,
of course.
no.
Come on.
I haven't gone shirtless since 4th grade.
Yeah, same.
I'm not going shirtless anywhere.
Come on. Who cares? Nobody cares.
Last time I had no shirt on was probably my senior year of high school.
By
You
the way,
say nobody cares, but I think people would care.
Nobody cares.
No.
Also, you're not tricking anyone.
Right.
Nobody's looking at you with a shirt on and going, I wonder.
Ooh, that black shirt, very slimming.
Yeah.
You don't think it's less offensive to be all fat and meaty than it is to just be wearing a thin T-shirt?
Listen, what's the deal? You're married. You have a beautiful wife. Who cares? You're not trying to show off for anybody. I mean,
it's not. It's definitely not showing off,
now
and
you're
I don't
getting- now
believe
you're
that I'm
getting stuck-
hiding anything.
You're
Yeah,
getting stuck
it's
in the slide.
behind
You
this
think
guy.
you're
I'm
tricking.
definitely not going in the
It's
park.
a level
He's
of
getting
comfort.
stuck in the slide. You think you're tricking people with the shirt on. I don't know what's going on
It's
here.
a comfort level. It's just a
It
comfort
is,
thing.
But
yeah.
if you look around, everyone looks
Yeah.
like you.
Oh, listen.
Majority
No.
of the case, like you're not even going to
Well,
be the worst one.
You know what's it's interesting because Pete will go shirtless all the time.
Yeah.
But Pete has got way less man boobs than I do. Pete has way less stretch marks than I do. I have patchy back hair. Pete has he's either one full sweater of back hair.
Pete does a very interesting thing. I don't know whether you realize this or not. You know what Pete does? Pete pulls his shorts up like he's a prize fighter and doesn't want to get hit below the belt. It's so funny. He pulls his shorts up mid-chest.
Like Butterbean needs to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think Pete. I look at Pete when he's shirtless when he's at the beach or the pool, and I don't think he looks foolish or anything. I mean, he just looks like a regular big guy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
but
Carmen said. I mean, that's take a look around.
No, I got meaty man tits. There's no way I'm not doing
I
that.
see fat guys with just letting it all out there. I'm just not there.
I'm not there either. You're not even nearly as fat.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, I'm definitely not the fattest guy here, but I still feel uncomfortable.
Nah.
By the way, with your shirt on, I wouldn't have known. Thank you for telling me.
Fooled you.
Thank you for telling me.
If I saw you shirtless, well, of course I'm bigger than you, so I wouldn't think twice about it.
Right.
But I don't think my wife wouldn't be like, look at that guy. You know?
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's how most people see it because
I don't know. I feel like I'm
majority of the
fat
people
guy at
there.
the beach all of a sudden.
I'm letting you know, as I'm at Aquatica and have been there quite a few times, I am not clocking any guys to see what they look like.
I don't know though.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever made me go, oh no, put your shirt on.
Let's take our shirts off right now and see what we feel. No. I'm kidding.
There was a point where you were much heavier than you are now. You're still going no shirt?
Yeah.
All the time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, I wasn't fooling anybody. You knew I was fat.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna go, whoa, you're fat. I go, yeah. I got
So
fat.
are you. You know what I mean?
All right.
I don't know.
I'm also fat and much more comfortable and not getting stuck on a slide.
I am.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. I got to bring it back to that, but okay.
I am wearing my shirts in the pool here.
Oh, it's your
problem.
You have.
Yeah.
Hold on. I will
You gotta
tell you,
talk to
I went
somebody.
in this weekend. I went in this weekend and I did go in shirtless. And I've gone into my underwear before, like in the hot tub or whatever. But for the most part, especially if there's people over, I'm wearing the shirt. There's no way. I don't know.
your house.
It doesn't matter. I feel very uncomfortable.
I'm with you.
I, for one, don't care. If you took your shirt off, I don't care.
I
You're
would
in
be-
a pool. That's appropriate attire for a pool is
I
no
don't know.
shirt.
I don't know.
But also, if you wear a shirt, I don't care either. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter to me, but I think you would be more comfortable, physically more comfortable without a shirt.
Oh, I don't think so. Mentally, it would make me so messed up.
But that's the thing is what I'm saying. Physically, you'd be
Right.
more comfortable. Mentally,
'Cause you're
obviously,
not
you
weighed
wouldn't.
down.
So yeah, it's.
I wish I was there. Like when I go on the cruise and I see that Chad does not bring a shirt on the cruise,
Yeah.
I'm very jealous of that.
But
you've
also,
been standing
Chad,
next to me where I didn't have a shirt on. Where
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god, look at Galvin.
No.
That's so
No,
weird.
no.
Right.
Okay, but I'm still, it's not like I have abs like Chad.
Yeah.
like Chad is 1% of
Yeah.
the world. You know what I mean? Like he's a freak of nature.
in my mind, Chad doesn't even own a shirt.
It's ridiculous.
Why
I
would you?
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not have a shirt at
well,
all.
He does work around children.
I'd still wear no shirt. Sorry, kids.
Does have to
Yeah. These are called abs. Get them.
Take a look.
No, it's a very.
It's a mental thing.
Oh,
I
it's
think.
100%
Yeah.
your thing, though. You know what I mean? It's you guys. It's not everybody else. Nobody cares.
And that's the thing.
I think some people do care.
Let's do
No,
no shirt
they've-
Fridays.
They've literally had a study that shows like you think about yourself and people thinking about you like 90% more or 99% more
Yeah.
than anyone actually thinks
Just
about
like
you.
we've talked about before, your hair could be 9 different ways to you. You know, you're like, oh, my hair looks weird and this, that, and everything. It looks exactly the same every day.
Yeah, you've literally
Toss.
said, I didn't put gel in my hair today. What hair? What gel are you talking about?
I took a nap yesterday, and I woke up from my nap, and my hair was just like all standing up in the back and the side, and I went, I'm only running to Starbucks. Who cares? So I got in the car, and I went to Starbucks, and I looked in the mirror, and I could see it all sticking up in the back, and I go, well, the people at the Starbucks aren't, first of all, they're not looking, and they don't care. So I go to Starbucks and I get the thing, and my wife calls and she's like, "I need you to pick Juliana up and take her to the dentist." I went, I'm like, come on,
my hair. And next time you go to Starbucks, take your shirt off. See what happens.
See if they notice. All right, we got some stuff to give away. Let's do it right now. A little game that Carmen loves to play called Carmen Sense. Here we go.
Sure, the answer is obvious to everyone. But is it obvious to Carmen? Let's find out. It's time to play Carmen Sense, only on the Mike Calta Show.
All right, Carmen Sense. Carmen, the smartest one on the show, the only one with a college degree and one that is certified in teaching yoga. Galvin will ask her a question, and we will decide whether or not she will get that right. That will correspond for prizes for you, the people on hold, and we do a full board of phone calls.
Yeah, I'll ask the question. You guys decide whether she get it right or wrong. First one to get to 3 is going to win a prize for somebody on the phone. Carmen, you let me know whenever you have your answer locked in. Here we go. First question. Anne Frank and her family hid in the attic during World War II. In which city was their hiding place?
Done.
Carmen is done. Mike Calta, will she get this right or wrong?
Wrong.
You say wrong.
Wrong.
Gio, right or wrong?
Right.
You say she's going to get it right. And Pap, what do you think?
I say wrong.
You say wrong. All right, so Mike and Pap say wrong. Gio says right. Carmen, Anne Frank and her family hid in the attic during World War II. In which city was their hiding
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg. You don't even know.
No.
Anybody?
I'm just surprised she came up with a name.
Huh?
Berlin?
No, none of you guys know either. How about that?
I don't know.
Mike and Pap get a point. It was Amsterdam. Amsterdam.
I did know that.
Yeah. Once you hear it, you're like, oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. So Mike and Pap each get a point on that one. Gio, no point for you.
Oh.
Next one. This is a very famous club. Okay. At what age did Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix died? I need the age. At what age did they all die? Let me know when you're locked in.
Done.
Carmen's done. Pap, does she get this one right or wrong?
I think she gets this one right.
You say right for this one. All right. Gio, what do you think?
Wrong.
You say wrong. And Mike Calta, what do you think?
Wrong.
You say wrong as well.
No way.
All right. Pap says right. You guys both say wrong. Carmen, at what age did Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix all die?
27.
27 Club is correct. Yeah.
Did you guess or did you know that?
I knew that.
Yeah, the 27 Club. Carmen got that right. Very nice. All right. Your next question, Carmen, is how many reindeer does Santa have? Total reindeer. How many reindeer does Santa have?
Done.
Carmen is done. All right. Gio, you have 0 points on the board. Let's see if you can get one up there. She going to get this right or wrong?
She will get this right.
You say she's going to get this right. All right. Mike Calta, right or wrong?
Wrong.
You say she's going to get this
wrong.
No
faith.
Pap, you could win it all right here. Will Carmen get this right or wrong?
I think she gets this one right.
Oh.
You say she's going to get this one right. All right. So Gio and Pap say right. Mike Calta says wrong. Pap could win it all right here. Carmen, how many reindeer does Santa have?
9.
9 is wrong. The answer is
I thought
8.
it was 9.
No, 8.
And Rudolph.
I thought there was one in the
And then, and then Rudolph.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen. That's 8. And then Rudolph.
Recall, the
9.
most famous one of all.
It says 8.
It's
Oh,
9.
yeah.
It's 9.
Paper's wrong. Whole game is scratched.
Well,
Look at
I say
Alexa.
I win.
Name Santa's reindeer. Alexa, volume 5. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen.
Yeah.
Santa Claus traditionally has 9 reindeer pulling his sleigh. Oh, so how about that? This is giving the wrong answer. That means Pap wins the game.
Oh, very proud.
Thank God you were fighting so hard for it. You said wrong. You get
I
0
know,
points.
I know, but I have integrity.
Integrity.
All right, Pat, what line are you playing for?
I'm playing for line 4, please.
All right.
now go to. Yeah.
Yep. 20, go to 10,
No.
run.
Okay.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, you are the winner, sir.
That's awesome.
Is it? You don't seem very excited. You didn't even seem like you were paying attention.
I just got to work. I apologize.
What do you do for a living? Shut up.
Right.
No, that was the guy in the background that's listening. He's the other civics teacher.
I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break. It'll be a minute, okay, sir?
Awesome. Thank you.
1 second, Josh.
Somebody's at the back door.
Alexa, stop. Yeah. All right. We got enough for round 2?
We can do round 2.
Let's
We
do
got
round
to. Gio's got to get back in here. All right, Carmen. Round 2. Here we go. I know you're a fan, so you may know this. In the TV show Friends, what hangs on the back of the door in Monica's apartment?
Done.
Carmen is done. Pap. You won it last time. Let's see if you can win it again. Will she get this right or wrong?
I think she gets this one right.
You say right for this one. All right. Mike Calta, what do you think? Right or wrong?
100% gets it right.
You say gets it right? What do we say for Gio?
Yes.
We're going to say he says she
says
gets it
yes.
right as well?
Yeah.
All right. Carmen, the TV show Friends, what hangs on the back of the door in Monica's apartment?
A yellow picture frame.
Ooh, she
got
even
the
got
color
the
and
color.
everything.
Yeah. I'm going to say gold, but I guess yellow. All right. All right, so everybody gets a point on that one. Very nice. Good job. Let's go to your next question. Carmen, which 2 planets in our solar system are known as ice giants? Ooh, this is hard. You got to pick 2. Which 2 planets in our solar system are known as ice giants? Did she go home?
No, I'm right here.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going through.
Don't Google it.
She's not.
I'm not Googling it. I'm on camera. Well, I mean, I've played this game for how many years?
I
Come
know
on,
it.
guy.
Gee, I'm sorry.
Don't make me
Yeah,
cry.
you shush. Now it's going to take me longer.
Don't make me take my shirt off.
see?
Yeah.
And that's why.
Done.
All right, Carmen is done. Mike Calta, will she get this right or wrong?
Wrong because of her attitude.
You say wrong. All right, Gio, will she get this right or wrong?
Right.
You say right. Pap, what do you think? Right or wrong?
I think she gets this one wrong.
You say wrong. All right. So Gio says right. Mike and Pap both say wrong. By the way, Gio, we gave you a point on the last one. We
thank
assumed that you would know that you knew all the Friends stuff.
Thank you.
All right. So Carmen, which 2 planets in our solar system are known as the ice giants?
Saturn and Neptune.
So close, and Mike is shaking his head. She got it wrong. What are the 2, Mike?
I have no idea.
You got one right, Carmen. It was Neptune and Uranus.
Oh, Uranus is gold.
Yeah. So that was wrong. So Mike and Pap both get a point on that one.
All right, that's 2.
All right. Mike has 2. Pap has 2. Gio has 1. All right. Your next question for Carmen is, let's see. I'm trying to go over questions that we haven't used before because I know people yell at me. Oh, we already said. Okay, shut up. Let's see. Your next one is, this might be difficult given the age. Carmen, what is the name of the actress in Breakfast at Tiffany's? The lead actress in Breakfast at Tiffany's. What is her name? I'll accept last name as well.
Done.
Carmen is done. Gio, you have 1 point. Let's see if you can tie it up right here. Will she get this right or wrong?
Not in HD. She gets it wrong.
You say not in HD. She is going to get this wrong. All right. Mike Calta, you can snatch victory from Pap. Right or wrong?
For the win, she gets this right.
You say she gets this right.
We've had this on the show before.
All right. Pap, you could win it back to back. This seems to be your game. Does she get this right or wrong?
I got to go wrong.
You say
on
wrong.
This one, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
We will have a clear and definitive winner. Carmen, what is the name of the lead actress in Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Audrey Hepburn.
Bang! Mike Calta wins the game.
Yay!
Very nice. Good job,
Good
Carmen.
job, Carmen. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Rick.
How you doing, Rick?
Oh, doing good.
You are the other winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will also grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with a prize. Good job.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you. I said good job. He didn't do anything. Carmen did the job. Carmen did all the work. Congratulations. Good job, Carmen.
I hate it here.
I know. Why are you so mean today?
Me?
We're all saying you did great.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
In my mind, you're sitting in a yoga split right there at the counter.
I am not, but I do have my leg up on the chair.
Oh, what is that called? Lazy lady?
It's called letting it breathe.
Oh,
airing it out.
No, I don't know. This is how I drive. It like with my hips and stuff. I always drive with my foot on my seat.
They have, downward dog in yoga. That one's called dog's breath.
It's so lie.
Last year I went to I think it was a granite place with my wife in Spring Hill. And on the way home, we saw a guy driving with his foot out the window.
Oh, yeah.
And then he later on crashed into a building and died.
Yeah.
And it made me very mad because he was driving erratically and he had his foot literally out the window. And last night I saw a guy with his foot out the window and I was pulling up next to him and I was going to roll down the window and be like, you realize what a jagoff you look like? And I pulled up and he switched lanes and I went, I was ready to just tell him you look like a jagoff.
People don't realize the airbag goes off, you are screwed.
Listen, if you're someone that like drives with your foot like that or a passenger that drives with your feet up like that, watch those videos. You will never do it again. It is, oh my God, traumatizing.
Yeah.
My wife does that. She'll put her foot up on the like when she's in the passenger seat, she'll put it up on the dashboard every once in a while. I go, the minute that airbag goes off, it's going to snap your knees right off.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, it'll put them behind your head.
Oh, well, she could do that.
Maybe she can teach yoga.
Oh. All right. Congratulations to our winners. I'm going to take a break so Carmen can grab those, and comedian Josh Potter will join us for the first time in the studio next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. In the studio with us now for the first time. How is it, Josh, that you've not been here before on the show over the years?
I blame the pandemic.
Yeah? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't headlining until after, so.
Well,
right before and then during.
It's weird because I knew of you, but do you live in California?
I live in Los Angeles.
Okay.
But I knew about you guys before. I used to do radio for like 15 years up in Buffalo.
I was wondering how, because I remember you and I ran into each other at the Comedy Store.
That's right.
And I was like, I know comedians know the show because we have a lot of them on. And I'm like, I know Josh, but he's never been on the show before.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. But I mean, I just knew, I used to follow all kinds of shows when I was working in Buffalo because I, wanted to grow in radio.
Did you? Because I don't follow any other.
I know, right?
I would steal whatever I could from other shows.
Did you ever steal anything?
Yeah.
Never stole anything.
Oh, okay.
I always would be like honored if somebody stole something of ours.
Well, we're very honored.
Yeah, we've been stolen from a lot.
How many things you get stolen?
Well, Ellen was stealing a lot of things from us. Like, it's easy to say that, but we would do something, and then like a week later, it would show up on Ellen, and we don't think Ellen was watching us. But we feel like writers.
There's also these consultant dildos that see you do something, and then they take it to someplace else. They go, I had this idea, and you're like, what? How the hell did that get on there?
We had a consultant dildo here who worked for the company, but he was like, he would do that. He would go to all the stations and do that. And we did a game called Guess Who Farted, and we had like years of us recording our farts, and we'd play them, and you'd have to guess whose fart they were.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's
one of those ones. The further they go, though, the audience starts to go, "That's Mike's fart."
Yeah.
They knew. They knew for sure.
We couldn't play it anymore because Galvin's were the offensive ones, Galvin's were the violent ones. Mine were called the inverted bullfrog. They all sound like I was trying to hide it, and it got it was pretty obvious, but. That dildo took it and went to another radio station within our company and said, "You guys should do something like what they're doing."
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And then you see it come up on the thing, and you're like, well, "That's literally our bit."
Yeah, we play a game called "Who's My Baby's Daddy" that we've played for years, where we take clips from Maury Povich, we get her side, then his side, then you have to decide whether he is or is not the baby's daddy. And the writers from Letterman told us. We were listening to that on the radio, trying to think of how we could take this and make Dave use it. We're like, oh, thanks.
I'd be flattered, but I'd want some credit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We did one called Nude with a Dude, and it was just for tickets to something, and two dudes had to sleep in lay in a sleeping bag naked together. We'd have them flip.
Great.
We'd have them flip positions, facing 69. Different ones, and then throughout the day, we'd throw them, porn or like little toys or what have you, trying to get them. Whoever
got aroused
first would win. Actually, that was the win.
There you go.
That's great.
That's a twist.
A guy made him. Got toward the end of the show. You're trying to like finish this bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, one of you guys got to get it out.
Going,
and the guy just started
thinking about it.
Yeah.
We one of my favorite things we've ever done, and we did afternoons for a long time. And
I
was great.
know exactly what you're going to say.
We would just spend the day going, what can we do today? And we'd come up with ideas. and then people were coming home from work, so they would be more likely to stop by and partake into the contest. And my favorite thing we did ever for country tickets was pretty face, fat ass.
Ooh.
Was that not what you thought?
No, I thought you were going different. I thought you were, because what he was saying about the guys in the nude for the dude thing, whatever, it was the homo chicken.
Oh, homo chicken.
Homo
yeah.
chicken, which we were doing for Kiss tickets. So we had two guys dressed in Kiss makeup making out with each other.
And there was just a mess of Gene Simmons makeup everywhere.
And one guy, I think, peed his pants, and or his girlfriend did, and
she
got
peed her
mad.
pants. She got mad.
It was wild.
See, that's one of those ones that you could have parallel thought, because I mean, we were doing homo chicken in high school, basically.
Right.
So we did some version of that at one point, and it got to a level of which we almost got fired. When we got to that sort of situation, because you're describing something terrible.
Where did you work first in radio?
I worked on the Shred and Reagan show for like 15 years, and I tried to like spread my wings at one point.
Right.
And I went to the worst show I've ever been a part of, and that was the Kylie and Boom show. It does not exist anymore, but that was awful. That was just sports talk. No fun at all.
So
with an ex-comedian, by the way, who was terrible.
Oh, really?
Working with someone like that was a nightmare.
We're on YouTube, and we broadcast live, and now everybody's kind of doing that. We've been doing that for 10 years.
Yeah, that's a great. I mean, hey, that's forward thinking.
Yeah, and now everybody's doing it. So I pop on and I see all these shows. So during the break, I'll watch. I was just watching some news talk show from somewhere in Pennsylvania. I don't know, where's Soul Joe? Is that in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. That's like middle of Pennsylvania.
And it was just, and it looks like people sitting in an office building, and it's just the worst. Radio stinks. It does.
I miss it, dude. I'll tell you, there's days,
it's fun. Like I love doing our show.
There was no like. I mean, you guys, it's cool that you got this pirate ship going on here that you could still do it on the radio, because I mean, God.
Well, we got lucky, and we're probably the last of the.
It's true.
Joe Rogan screwed us all over when he did when he let everybody know they could do it by themselves. So everybody went dead. But do you have a podcast too?
I do. I do the Josh Potter Show every Wednesday. I used to do it on Your Mom's House network. Now I do it at the Comedy Store.
Okay,
right in the basement there. So we got a setup down there.
Now, how hard is that to get into the Comedy Store? Like, I know, I mean, like, I saw you there. You do a podcast from there. You seem to be pretty solid in there.
You talking about as like a paid regular?
Yeah.
It's weird, dude. It's like the Skull and Bones or something like that.
Right.
Because everyone has their own route in, I guess, but it's kind of like all real like, well, there's one person who has to watch you, and then you get into sort of like the farm system, and then you get in a showcase. You get this one showcase, and it's like by the time you showcase, this person's seen you about 1,000 times. So you'd think that body of work would work out, but then you do one showcase. That's your audition. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And then if you get it, you get your name painted on the thing or whatever. So it's awesome to be a part of.
Whose name is on the wall that you think doesn't deserve to be there?
I mean, Dat Van's still up there. I mean, if you come out to LA, beware of Dat Van. If you're, one of these open mic kids wanting to get out there, that guy will prey on you.
Oh,
at a
really?
Strip mall, Take my class. You'll be at there at 4
His
o'clock.
class?
Like, oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
There's that whole. There's tons of people to be weary of.
Yeah. I when I go out there and I look at some of the names and I go, how is that guy? How is that girl?
Well, who are some of yours?
I wish I could remember. I would say it in a second.
Dat Fan, by the way, is a great one.
Yeah, Dat Fan. I mean,
he's not like a terrible person or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, he's out there like first open mic I went to, he was there.
Okay.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, and it was like 4 p.m. sign up, pay $5 kind of an open mic at next to a Thai restaurant in a strip mall next to, So it was weird seeing. You're like, wasn't this guy on TV?
Yeah.
Did
he win?
He did win. He did win. He beat out poor old Rich Voss
and Ralphie,
my uncle.
Right? Wasn't it Ralphie on that?
Ralphie was on that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he killed Ralphie and beat Rich Voss.
Kill Ralphie.
So yeah, I mean, he's on that wall though. Once you get up there, they don't paint over.
Oh, they don't take it down.
They don't take you down
ever.
No, I don't think ever.
They're going to run out of space.
I think Dalia's still on the wall.
What do you do on the podcast? Is it just
I do like a radio show.
Yeah,
basically. Honestly, it's just the stuff I used to do. I mean, it's so easy, so much easier than doing 4 hours a week, or 4 hours a day.
Yeah,
5 times a week.
I have to be honest with you. I'm glad that you're here now because I didn't feel like there's certain days you wake up today. It was just I did not feel like doing it today. Like it worked out once the machine starts going, it works. But I got the first half hour. I was like,
you know what's bizarre is I still wake up like at 4 a.m, just like,
yeah. Do you
like
know that
thinking I'm going to be
never
late.
happens to me. I don't even. On Saturdays I sleep until 10 o'clock. I have no problem sleeping.
I'm talking about going to bed wasted too, like waking up
still
like
early
in a sweat. Yeah, I don't know how I did it. I was very young.
Yeah.
I did radio from like 16 to 30.
Oh wow.
And I was doing pills. I was like drinking all the time. But it's like you're young, so you can just kind of fake it through.
We used to talk about I used to talk about when I worked on another show where I didn't have to be the main host, and I would go out on Wednesday nights. I would go out to Ybor City, which is the big party spot here.
Sure.
And I would go to the Green Iguana and go straight to work from Green Iguana. I'd go, or if you meet a chick and you're trying to get laid, you're like, hey, we got to do this now because I got to go to work in a little while. Yeah. And then, and I didn't trust bitches enough to leave them at my apartment, you know.
Right.
So then I'd go to work, and then during the commercial breaks, I'd have to go in the other room and try to go to sleep, try to take like a little cat naps in the corner because I was so. But now there's no way I could. If I'm up past 10 o'clock now, I get freaked out.
I used to have. I loved that little that little Half-Life on a hookup. Where you go like, I got a deadline.
Yeah.
It was like kind of a pain in the ass, but also kind of nice on occasion too.
Oh, it was great. It's great when you can get to a chick and say, listen, I'm not trying to be a dick, but if we're going to do this, we got to do this now. I had one of the hottest things a girl has ever said to me was a girl said to me one time, I didn't know that we were going to hook up. It was weird. We were not alone, then we were alone together. And she looked at me and she goes, listen, I have a new puppy and I have to get home and walk it. So if we're going to do it, let's do it now. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, let's do it now then. Get home and take care of that puppy. Comedian Josh Potter is here with us. He's going to be at Sidesplays. Now, which are you at the regular one in Western Chapel?
The old regular one.
The old regular one.
Tonight I'm headlining and then I'll be there all weekend with Annie Letterman too. So.
Oh, really? Oh, they must be so mad. They called because they called.
Oh no, Annie told me she was like, I couldn't get on tomorrow. She wanted to come today, but she had to go do something else, Naples or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I told her I'd plug the gig.
Yeah. They said, do you have time for Annie Letterman? I said, I actually don't. I have Josh Potter tomorrow, and I didn't know you guys were together.
No, she's not going to get here till tomorrow. So.
Okay, so we're all right.
That's why I came today.
Good.
But I'm headlining tonight, and I'll be doing the rest of the weekend with her the Friday, Saturday. So.
Cool. She's funny. She's a nice girl.
Yeah, she's the best.
What? Now, how did you hook up with Segura?
Back when I was working in Buffalo, I was doing radio and then just working the club, like Helium was there. And I won a contest at the club and they bumped me up to middle act.
Wow.
This is like 2013 or something like that. And then Tom was just like the first guy I worked with. And then he just kept taking me wherever. He just started selling tickets. He started taking me around. So.
Well, he's great. And I love Tom, but man, years we wouldn't put him on the show.
Right.
During those times because Bert wanted us to so bad. So we kept saying no just to be a dick to Bert.
I'm sure Tom didn't care, by the way.
No, not at all.
He knew I was on the show that I was working on. He'd come in and he'd just be like miserable.
Yeah.
He hated waking up and doing it.
The good thing with them was they were so competitive in the beginning that Tom came to town. And I was like, hey, I'm going to reach out to Tom. And Bert goes, he'll never do it. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, I bet you $1,000. There's no way you'll get it. I just called him and said, hey, Bert bet me $1,000 you wouldn't go on the show. He goes, all right, I'll do it if you want $1,000.
And
he came on the show.
That's the way to win him over.
Yeah.
I remember I actually worked with Bert before Tom one time. And it was like Bert wasn't even taking his shirt off type of, that's how long ago that
he was skinny Bert.
But yes, he was. Yeah, I have a picture that
when he should have taken his shirt off.
Yeah, he was probably jacked under there. But yeah, it was weird when I met Tom, and then kind of came all back full circle again. But now you get to do the road with either one. They're both completely different on the road, but the same. Like if you're in a PJ with Bert, it's like you're taking a limo to prom with your buddies. You got like a case of beer, a Bluetooth speaker, and then when we were with Tom,
all he does is talk about it. What about?
But with your Tom, you're like it's like you're on the Lakers or something. You got like headphones on. You're walking in a sweatsuit onto the thing,
Nobody's
so
talking.
Different vibes. Yeah, no one's talking.
Yeah. I like Tom. I think he's I don't know. It's so weird to me that they're such good friends because they're so different.
It's so weird that they linked up at some point because I wanted to see how that dynamic plays out. Because you're right, it's just polar opposites on the road and everything. Hanging out with them.
It's nuts. All right, Josh Potter's here. You're going to hang out with us? We got to take a break. All right, we'll come back. We'll take it to the top of the hour. We got an opportunity for you to win $1,000 with the Bone Bonus keyword coming up at 10. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Comedian Josh Potter is in the studio with us for the first time. He's going to be at Side Splitters tonight. He'll be headlining and then with Annie Letterman through the weekend. Do you tour with her a lot?
Yeah, we go on the road. I mean, it's not the same as like Tom and Burt, but I just like we're pals, so we just like, when we can do it, we do it.
Are you not attracted to her?
I mean, she has a boyfriend, and she's kind of like my like sister. It's weird because normally I'm attracted to women, obviously.
Right.
And when I'm like,
you say obvious, that's not obvious.
I know.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But when I'm like with somebody, you start to get in it. But it's like gone the opposite direction, if anything. With her,
really,
just getting to know her, it's like she's my. Like, if I die, she has to, like, identify my body. It's like that kind of
I got you.
relationship.
I don't know that I've ever been... People say that all the time, and I mean, I actually have a sister, and I get it with my sister, but when people... I wouldn't. She's like my sister. Yeah, I mean, I have girls that I'm friends with, but if they're like, let's do it, I'd be like, okay.
You know, it's so weird, because that's exactly the point with literally every other... But it's just this one case.
Oh, that's
I
good.
didn't have it till I had it.
Right. I got you. I got you.
And it is so bizarre how I would be, like... kind of grossed out if she was like
yeah, I get that.
It's bizarre. I'm acknowledging that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't really know the X factor in it, but it's true. You know.
Do you not have a girlfriend?
I don't currently. No.
Yeah, and are there comedy podcast groupies and those sort of thing?
Yeah, you know, you find those every now and then.
You seem like a younger guy. How old?
I'm 39. I'm actually appreciative that you said that. I feel like an older guy. I mean,
it gets worse.
Well, that's the thing. It's only getting worse.
Yeah.
When I started out podcasting, you know, I was on Your Mom's House or whatever. Tom did a bit of a contest where it was basically like hook up with Josh on the road.
Oh, nice.
You know, before a lot of other things happened, and it was fun. It was a good time. Women were doing that, and
really,
it just gets empty.
So Tom just suggests that,
yeah, he did. Yeah,
just wields his power.
Yeah.
And women were like, "Okay, we'll give that a shot."
Yeah, that was literally all that it took.
Oh wow, that's
and then
great.
we kind of we're like, "Hey, this is kind of weird. Let's just pump the brakes on this a little bit." But you know, it yielded some results, and it was fun. And but
sex, full sex.
Oh yeah, tons of times. But
really?
it gets empty. It gets just like these people. Like then it's like I'm a circus act basically. It's. You know
I get.
After a while, it's fun for a few times. Then you're like, all right, I get what's going on here.
Yeah.
I can just go back to the room and.
Yeah, but the other thing is, people don't realize that as a guy, guys do catch feelings every once in a while.
Yes.
Not so much that I'm falling in love with this girl, but I also don't want to feel like I'm being used that much. Of course. Sometimes I don't care. Well, but for the most part, I'm like, I know what you're doing. You're just mad at your husband, so you're sleeping with me.
That's exactly. Can't tell you how many married women, which is like, I'm not in your business, but it's like, at the same time, it's kind of gross. You know what I mean? I don't know this guy.
Yeah, I used to have a whole new, I have a whole new outlook on it now that I'm married. But when I wasn't married, I was like, yeah, I don't care whatever they do in their marriage or who.
Shouldn't do with somebody.
Yeah. It's none of my business. That's for them to deal with. Then you get older and you're like, oh, I was kind of part of the problem on that situation too.
Yeah, and even if you're not part of the problem, it's like this woman is not somebody you want to hang out. It's not like we're in Mad Men or something like that. You know what I mean? Like this woman is also like there's a reason she's kind of a crappy person.
Yeah, or I always used to just assume he was the crappy person.
Right.
And I was just giving her what she really needs.
Yeah, that's the Pollyanna sort of way you can go into it.
Yeah,
but then you start spending one conversation with these people, you're like, oh wait, maybe you're the piece
problem.
Of crap.
Yeah. Speaking of pieces of crap, I was just looking at this during the break. Did you see the update on Scott Baio?
Ooh. No.
Do you remember Scott Baio?
I do, of course. Charles in Charge.
So
lunatic political rants.
Yes. He lives here.
No way.
And one day I talked about him on the air and I was like, does Scott Baio live here? Because I've seen him like in Sarasota on Instagram and stuff. And he called me. He was like, hey, I heard you talking about me. I live here. I'd love to come on the show whenever. And we have yet to hook up to have him come on the show. But we talked to him and talked about him yesterday. He did a thing online, which I didn't watch. Did you get to see any of it?
I didn't get to see it, no.
But he's following up. So Nicole Eggert, who was on that show,
yes,
accuses him of having an affair while she was underage, and I don't know if it's raping or molesting her,
right?
Because he's saying that he preyed on her because she was younger, and he was like, "No, you were 18, and we had a consensual relationship." And her story keeps changing.
Oh,
so
no.
Yeah, and he's got some pretty good video evidence of her talking in one area about saying, "Oh no, I was 18 and it was consensual." And then a different interview. She was like, I was 16 and he did stuff to me. And so he's caught her in a bunch of lies.
That's tough to have receipts from something that happened back then too. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
have phones. You don't have any sort of like, now it's like, oh no, you look at all the texts here. You don't
My
have that.
thing
He
is,
may have a VHS tape.
Yeah. When you said tapes, at first I thought he was carrying around one of those giant camcorders on his
shoulder.
arm.
I wouldn't. I would think that nobody is. I would say here in 2025, nobody is paying attention to Nicole Eggert and anything that she says. Nor do we care what happened between them 30
Right.
years ago. But if I was involved in the situation, I would probably feel a lot different.
Of course,
If it was
especially-
about
you don't
me,
want
yeah.
somebody accusing you of something that like, and then it's almost like, well, I'm not in the news right now. I don't want this to be the reason.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden people are trudging my name back
Right?
up again.
Exactly. I was Chachi. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
Let me go out as
exactly.
Chachi.
By the way, when was the last time you saw Nicole Eggert?
Fato.
I know that I have done this search
Oh,
recently
really?
because
Old
of the old
soul.
Bay-
Oh no!
Look how old she is.
Is that her?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've
She
done the
looks
old
like
Baywatch search, and it's like
Dame
it's
Judi
not fun.
Dench.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's
Look
true.
at that.
Yeah, I mean, we all have gotten. Think about it. It was 30
No, I know,
years
but,
ago.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, look at Scott Baio. Scott Baio looks pretty damn good.
actually
Scott
looks
Baio
great,
looks better
yeah.
than Nicole Eggert for
Yeah.
sure.
Shout out
that's
Bayo.
true.
He could still get it.
I thought when I thought this was when I saw this picture, I thought they altered it to make her look like they were going after her and making her look old or something. That's really her.
I mean,
No, I
honest,
mean,
she
have you
looks-
looked up the other Baywatch
Yeah,
girls?
some of them are
Yasmin
pretty-
Bleeth is
yeah,
a little.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're all. I don't want to run through the list, but
I think when they've been on that show and been a focus of beauty for so long that finally they get to a point where like I'm not doing this anymore.
well, sure. And I mean, how many women do that in general?
Yeah,
My wife's not allowed to do that ever.
She's not. She can't shut it down.
No, no.
short haircuts.
No. That's in our wedding vows. She must always wear T-back underwear, and she can never cut her hair short without first consulting me about it.
Hey, that good. It's good that you got in at the ground floor because I feel like they all.
Yeah.
My parents got divorced when I was like 25, and my dad was like still getting laid. He got eventually remarried, and I think my mom just shut it down. It's like she just spackled over everything, and
Yeah.
just cut her hair, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, you quit. She quit. Is what
quit.
happened. Your mom quit.
You know what's so funny is I don't know how this happened where we're talking about Baywatch chicks, but this is in the news right now. It has Donna D'Errico, who is 57 years old.
Used to be married to Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, also just showed she can still fit into her Baywatch.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
my
way,
Look at that.
That's way better.
See, she's still trying. That's
So-
one that didn't quit.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
so
she did not quit.
That makes you go, Nicole Eggert, something's going wrong.
Yeah.
Something went wrong.
Write it down. Don't say anything. Who does Josh Potter look like? Don't say anything. Write it down.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
It should be very easy.
Well, yeah.
I'm terrified to find
I
out.
immediately
Or flattered. One
I
of the,
immediately thought of one, but
Okay,
I
let
don't
me
think
know
you're
when-
gonna like it.
Let me know when you're done.
That's fine.
Josh is going to be at Side Splitters. He'll be headlining tonight at Side Splitters in Carrollwood, and then he'll be with Annie Letterman throughout the weekend.
And come see what I look like.
Come and see what he looks like, although we're about to help you out. Did you write it down?
I don't know.
You didn't write anything down?
I don't know what he's.
You, of all people, should know.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
There's one that immediately jumped out at me. There's actually two. One immediately jumped out at me.
Josh, I feel like you're
I don't
not
think I'm
gonna-
going to get a Clooney here or something.
It's not insulting.
Okay.
But it's more personal for us, or at least for me.
All right.
I wrote down Nervous Jared.
I was thinking that.
What did you put
Nervous
down?
Jared.
Nervous Jared used to work at the station.
Okay.
I thought that, but I thought you were
Stephen
thinking
King.
like a celebrity.
Oh, you do look like a little like
Yeah.
Stephen King.
Yeah, a little younger
Stephen King.
King.
I've heard that one. That
Yeah.
one. You're right. I don't like that one.
My apologies.
He is smart, I guess.
I
That
gave
is
you
a
a
funny one.
younger
Thank
Stephen
you.
King. How about that?
I appreciate that.
Nervous.
Also, a little bit of. Did you ever watch Boardwalk Empire?
Yes.
You know the guy. This sounds bad. You know the guy that had half the face,
Yes. No, I heard that one
but
too.
the actual actor.
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
actual
yes.
actor.
I've heard that.
That's
This is
Nervous
Jared.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of can see that one.
It's just
Yeah, that's good.
Get the glasses on.
yeah. I did
Except
think that.
You're in way better shape than Nervous Jared.
Oh, thank you.
He's
You thought
blind.
Nervous Jared? You thought that as well?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I did not. I don't. I first time seeing the handsome
Nervous Jared
Nervous
is-
Jared. Not handsome Jared. Not handsome Jared. You don't.
He's a
call him?
model from Nervous Jared is going blind.
Oh, really?
So he is on a tour of doing like all these things before he loses his sight. And
That's
he's
amazing.
just pretty close. Like he's showing up at stadiums and throwing first pitches and all. He's really milking this I'm going blind thing.
You got to. I'm about to start. Bert was going to send me on one of those for a second. We were like writing down different ones
What-
to do
what-
before I go blind. because I'm stable at the moment, but I'm down to one eye. So.
Wait, are you really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I'm over here mocking nervous Eric.
No, that's
Yeah, here he's like
living my best life.
He throws out the pitch to Marlon. You should get to do this.
I should get to do that.
What do you mean you're down to one eye? Is it deteriorating or?
I have it was, but
Right.
I've stopped it. I've done procedures or whatever. It was just a detached retina situation.
And they can't fix it?
Not right now. If they do like some stem cell stuff and come up with
a way for it to regenerate or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. And your other eye is solid?
Solid for now. I mean,
Okay.
solid as this, but like.
Oh, so Bert was really thinking about things for you to do before you
we
go
were
blind?
like on the road one
That's
time, and he
hilarious.
was just coming up with like wild things that we could do or like to do before I go blind. He's like, let's think of something.
Do you think
crazy.
that's still going to happen?
I think I'll be all right. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's a race between whether I go blind or die, I guess, at this point. So
All right.
that's
Gio will tell you you've lived longer than you're going to live.
Yeah.
Is that the quote?
No, we've lived longer than we will live.
Well, not him though.
How old are you?
39.
39.
He can make it to 80.
What is that? What does that entail exactly?
Like if you're 50 years old, you're not going to live to 100. So you've lived longer than you will live.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's so depressing when you say that because you're right.
The majority of your life is over. Like
I'm 53. I'm not living to 106.
No.
You never know. I mean, by the time who knows, and like the way technology's going, what if you do?
That's what
That
we're
would be
holding
nice.
out
Is that
for.
a prison? You want to do that though? It sounds like a prison to me.
No, listen to me. I said this just on the show this morning. Hook me up to a car battery if you have to. Keep me alive. I'm precious, and I deserve to be here for the world.
They're just gonna be over there in like a jar.
Yeah, whatever it is, just keep milking it and keep me alive as long as you can.
Wow.
I have kids. I like to. If you just prop me in the corner and let me watch my kids, then I'll just be happy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. Once you have kids, your life changes.
That sounds like a Twilight Zone episode though, where you just watch your kids get older and then their kids get older, and you're just still
Stuck.
there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Stuck being
That
old
sounds
in the
crazy. Yeah.
So what are you gonna do this weekend? Like, do you get to go out and be a part of the city, or you just
I'll tell you this,
sit in the hotel room?
I came in here ambitious. I went to an Angels game on Tuesday night.
Right.
Got on the red eye, and then I was going to go to the Rays game yesterday at 1, but I was so hungover and dead that I fell asleep. I couldn't believe my hotel room was ready when I got here, and I laid down, and I woke up, and it was like an hour after the game started.
Big baseball fan?
I love baseball, yeah.
Most boring sport in the world.
See, I found it that way too when I was growing up, and then something about getting older and not really having a job. Having the games on in the background, it's like zen. It's like
opposite for me. As a kid, I grew up an insane Yankee fan. For all these years, I was such a fan. And then one day, Derek Jeter retired, and I was like, I'm done.
I watched the Yankees on Tuesday. They won.
Yeah,
that was the game.
Well, now you go to see the Rays play, and you can go see them in that little ass stadium. So
yes.
you
a lot closer too.
Yeah,
I got a ticket behind home plate for like $30.
Yeah,
that's why I was like psyched about it. But then it was so hot. I'm like, ugh, and I feel like such a loser that I didn't go.
It's so hot, and the football stadium is right across the street from it. So you really can't even go to a football game until November because it's just so goddamn hot to be at a football game. It's the only bad thing about living here.
They didn't want to dome you guys, huh?
They should have domed us, and they will dome us for the next one for sure.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, look, when they built that stadium, it was state of the art. It was the most beautiful stadium in the NFL, and then a year later, it became old. So
yeah, of course, that's how they go.
Just how it happens.
The Bills are about to get a new one. I'm hyped about that.
You see now the Bills,
No
you
stadium.
need it.
Yeah.
You need one.
But they're not doing dome though. The new stadium. Yeah.
Well, we're doing like the soccer crap where they put like the awning over the seats. Basically.
But what about the?
Because we want snow games, baby.
You do want snow games.
Yeah. It's open air.
The players don't, but we do.
But the field is heated though. I think they got the coils into the field.
That's cool. Yes,
Yeah.
they do. They did do that.
Did you go and shovel snow and get paid?
I've done
with them?
that as a kid. Yeah,
Have you really?
Many times as a kid. Yeah.